only a matter of time.
Well, yeah, it's been a while, I guess. Yeah, this video is pretty long overdue. I meant to do it last year, and I just kind of didn't really care all that much because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. But it is something that I have to eventually respond to anyways because, you know, I feel like I have an obligation to at some point. Initially, the reason for this was to let a legal process play out because honestly, that is what you should do if there is a legal process involved. And it seems like that process hasn't really gone anywhere, but more on that later, of course. So my primary focus is on this initial video because considering what I'm going to discuss, the second video doesn't really matter all that much. Not saying it doesn't have any information to not discuss, but again, we'll get to that. Now, if you're a little bit confused, this is in relation to a video I put out well over a year ago, talking about a creator who was formerly known as Database Productions. He's gone by multiple different usernames in the past, but right now he wants to be called Adept, I guess, so sure, why not? So in that video, I made claims that Adept is a serial abuser and psychopath, showing a number of different examples of said behavior, and he made a response shortly after shooting all of those claims down. Or initially, it seems like that's what he did. And in this video, I am going to show you exactly why he is absolutely full of shit. And those reasons as to why he's full of shit is a significant reason as to why I started to not care about doing this video, because there is so much crap to look through, it's just hard to motivate myself to actually look at it. It's going to become pretty understandable very quickly. Oh yeah, and he's a pedophile.
This is where the road ends.
Secondly, the screenshots of me updating one of my video descriptions on my old main channel, Database Productions, to link and endorse revenge porn. This is not true. At the time I linked the channel's name was Zhavia YT. It was not her government name at the time. The channel also didn't have any content uploaded to it. Once I caught wind of that stuff starting to happen, including the channel's name changing, I deleted it all from the description and deleted all of the comments of the account interacting with me. I did not interact with it any further publicly or endorse its actions. There's even some private messages I have with the people responsible where I even express my discomfort with the behavior.
I mean, damn, that seems like I got pretty destroyed there. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good response. Until you notice one little problem. And that problem that I immediately noticed was the view counts that he is showing. In the screenshot that he uses to defend himself, his video is unlisted, with the video having 2,939 views. And in my video, the first screenshot that I used, the video is set to public, sitting at 2,949 views. Then the screenshot of the Pinterest link, which is the second screenshot that I showed, had a 2,969 views, which means only one thing. In gradual increasing order, his screenshot is the first one, and the other ones that I showed are the second and the third one. Which means in the video description changes that I showed, he was still constantly changing it. Most importantly, the blurred screenshots that I showed was not of the Zhavia YT account that he shows in this screenshot he used to defend himself with. The two screenshots that I used were of completely different links because Adept would change it constantly again. One of the links was to a Pinterest page that had Zhavia's legal name. You made the conscious decision to put a Pinterest link with Zhavia's legal name in your description because that is what you chose to do. The other screenshot I showed was of a channel that not only had Zhavia's real name attached to it, Adept himself put their name in the description of that particular video. And no, it wasn't just a YouTube channel link, because admittedly, when channels change their name, the name of the link will actually change on YouTube. However, what he puts beside the link was not a link. He manually put that there because that's not how YouTube works. Just because the name of the channel changes within the link doesn't mean that the words beside it also changes, because again, it's not a part of the link. But I'm still not done because I have to talk about the dates as well. Adept claims that the changing of descriptions occurred on March the 2nd, 2023, but we took these screenshots in our archive chat afterwards on March the 3rd, and then on the 5th when we were keeping track of you in real time, changing video descriptions while you were harassing Zhavia. These increasing dates also reinforces the increasing view counts that I showed earlier. And if you think I'm pulling all of this out of my ass, go watch his video and then go watch my first video. It's all still there. If you want to be really, really astute, you can actually point out the differences in the length of the text that he shows. If you compare the two, they are very, very, very clearly not the same. The text in my screenshot is clearly longer. Even if you wanted to somehow try and say that everything that I'm saying is bullshit, even at face value, this little bit of text here that says, oh, here's what it is unblurred, is just completely wrong when you compare the two. But yeah, so one of the most important pieces of evidence that he tries to defend himself on, he absolutely fucking lied about it. I think what gets me is how he tried to construct that lie, because it was so easy to disprove when I looked at the evidence for just 5 fucking seconds. Now, I'm going to be jumping around the timeline here, so it's going to be a little bit mixed up, but later on in stuff that I'm going to show in the video, he actually would have an upload where he would address his, how do I put this, contradictions.
Even if I did it, even if I did link that shit and it had her fucking name on it, I didn't link no revenge porn. I didn't link no Google Drive with revenge porn. That didn't happen. I know for a fact that didn't happen. Even if I did it, let's say I did do all of that, and let's say I was just fucking completely lying, I somehow made up all my evidence. What exactly do you think is going to happen?
Oh, what are you gonna do, man? Just prove that I'm a lying piece of shit? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it makes you look 10 times fucking worse. I could just end this right now and just leave that there for everybody to look at, because once you show one lie, everything else starts to fall apart. But of course, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show as much as I can because, oh boy, yeah, this is only but a taste. Now, just for your information, a bunch of this audio was recorded well last year, which means I'm saying Neff a bunch in place of Adept. Yeah, I'm just not gonna re-record all of this because there's literally no point in doing so. Same person, different usernames, whatever.
This led to us eventually flirting and eventually becoming a couple, beginning a relationship that shouldn't have ever taken place. The relationship started with Zhavia love bombing me, writing me essays proclaiming I'm their soulmate, and telling me that they love me, all just within days of becoming a couple.
See, these are the small things in his video that I don't understand why he tries to make a point out of, mainly because it took me 20 seconds to, you know, look through the actual conversations since they're confirmed real, and he's sharing messages from those conversations that are real, because sure enough, he's also participated in love bombing multiple times. Like, I mean, you can read these for yourself on screen. He has done this multiple times.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light.
I don't know why he's wasting time in this video projecting about something this fucking small, but again, it's him and he's a hypocritical little bitch. So, yeah, there you go.
But we can't expect God to do all the work.
I did not interact with it any further publicly or endorse its actions. There's even some private messages I have with the people responsible where I even express my discomfort with the behavior.
Neff claims that he didn't interact with the account further, but that's both a lie and misleading. Now, originally I didn't include very much because I didn't think I needed to, but that was a mistake. This was not me withholding my full hand of cards and intentionally luring Neff into a trap. Sorry, I'm not that clever. I was handed a mountain of evidence that consisted of a 200-page document, and I used a portion of it. So now let's bring out some more evidence, since it's what I have to do. First off, it wasn't just one account that Neff would be interacting with publicly, it was multiple accounts. Keeping in mind it was already proven that he's willing to lie about the most substantial evidence against him, so let's do another deep dive, shall we? Here's him interacting with one of those accounts. It has Zhavia's name attached to it, and that profile picture, it's Zhavia's character being beheaded. So let's read this wonderful conversation where Neff mocks a discussion as if he were talking to Zhavia. Why did you dump me? I missed you. What you mean? Things are okay, husband. I love you. Who are you again? Things are not okay between us, so why are you still talking to me? Respect my boundaries. I thought I was supposed to be the schizo. Crud, you're right. Want to do this over again? Feel bad for the poor sob she'll get within a week or two. But she don't want no relationship. You and Gil don't understand. It's her routine to move on to another guy right after the last, but with me she'll try to reach out sobbing and begging to be taken back. Too bad I found someone a tad prettier. Sorry, I took a second to reply. I was busy scanning my Discord friend list looking for the next guy friend I'm definitely not going to pursue a relationship with. What's the point? He'll be a widow within a couple years. Good old 41%. In case you haven't noticed by now, Neff having a disdain for trans people is, very much apparent. You see it here in his sadistic message, you see it on the harassment channels that he totally didn't endorse, and you could even see it in the video description screenshot I talked about earlier. It's right there where he constantly likes to mock their pronouns. There's also an example of him cash apping Zhavia with his actual Cash App account, And of course he put a note there with a link leading to a channel with their real name on it. We even have a screen recording of you linking one of the channels on your alt account. Tell me, you really want to try to convince people that you're not endorsing any of this behavior publicly, but in the midst of the public eye, you're going to hide these links everywhere. Oh yeah, and that for your eyes only link, yeah, that led to revenge porn. Because Neff would never lie. He's very truthful. Yeah, no, you're not gonna fool me. You're not gonna fool anybody. Yeah, not exactly a good look, especially with Neff's constant remarks towards Zhavia's gender identity. He really likes going in that direction where he intimidates people. On his NPC channel, he pinned comments from another account that used Zhavia's legal name, as well as putting the name on the video itself. This video, I Dislike Jade Shoes, was pushed along a series of videos with similar titles that Neff subsequently deleted afterwards. Deleting evidence against him is something he did often, much like with the edited video descriptions. Of course, there were comments where he found him jokingly, in quotes, messing around with other accounts that were also made under their name. He would on the occasion use his database account as well in the threads. So yeah, there's a little bit more to it than that. However, we need to be more specific in our discussion here, so let's dive deeper.
God willing, you will not leave this valley.
Neff's primary defense for the harassment videos and other examples is that he wasn't responsible for much of the behavior that was directed towards Zhavia. The channel's text messages and videos were the fault of bad actors like Edwin Topher. Now, Topher seems to be a real person who seems to be incredibly unhinged, so very fitting with Neff. However, as you're going to see, him using Topher here is just an example of a shield. You see, I didn't do it, Topher did it. Even though I'm gonna deflect from my own involvement. However, let's put this into perspective and say that Neff is correct that all of these harassment videos, for example, were made by Topher, so again, let's be a little bit charitable here. We start running into issues pretty quick. These videos, like the one I showed titled "He Asked Me to Post This," show numerous amounts of private messages that only could have been given by Neff to Topher for use in this video. Now, the big thing to note about this video that I showed the last time, and I'm going to show the entirety of it this time again just to show you what I'm talking about.
Then why have you consistently made it seem like things were in fact okay? You can't even argue that you were just quote-unquote trying to get over what happened in the past, when you specifically said at times that things were okay between us. Ever since the first time we had this kind of fight, we've both made massive improvements, and overall had a much happier relationship. Why all of a sudden are you not okay? I had no idea you had high-functioning fucking mood swings.
If you knew how much what you did hurt and scared me, you would understand that this just can't work.
Then explain all the times you've told me you want to work through any problem with me, whether it be my fault or yours. Explain all the times you've told me you want to forever with me. When we had that fight on the 16th, and had that call a few days later, we were both in full agreement that we wanted nothing more than each other. However, we also made it clear that we both overstepped severe boundaries, especially me, a few days before that. But the thing is, we have both done shitty things to each other before, things that we do without thinking about how it might hurt the other, and I've never held what you done to me against you, so why are you going to hold what I did against me, despite telling me you were going to move past it for our sake?
I've tried, but it's just something I can't move past. While you are getting better, what you've done has hurt me and this relationship beyond repair.
It's really disturbing that you are acting like this is all my fault, considering that the last time you did this, you sent my friend this essay about how you had finally realized what all you'd done wrong. You stayed up late and super depressed, because you finally realized that you had equally contributed to the problems we had, and that it wasn't just me, even going as far to list out every single problem that you caused in our relationship, saying you wished you could have done better. And now, all of a sudden, you're back to acting like you're just a victim. You even go on to mention your sexual assault trauma to try and convince yourself that you're in the right.
When I got with you, I was and still am recovering from my sexual assault. The past and recent events with you has stalled my recovery.
Then explain why, when all your buddies in the Senate group kept pointing out that they think you are moving on too quick, you kept justifying it, By saying that being with me was what's helping you recover, I would understand if the things that happened afterwards between me and you made you want to end things, but that still doesn't explain the fact that you sat here and promised me that you'd work through any storm with me. You've told me hundreds of times that nobody else on earth could be the father of your kids, or the one you grow old with. If all those things really still bothered you this much, and stalled your recovery, why the fuck did you stick around then?
While I understand you have BPD and issues you're addressing, I am not in any position to be in a relationship.
This makes no sense. First you say you want to end things, because you can't move past the stuff that happened, and now you're saying it's because you're just not in a position to be in a relationship? Which one is it, one or the other? This is the part that confuses me the most, because, like I said, you made it clear many times that you wanted forever with me. And even that time we took a break from each other you still came back to me. So, how do you all of a sudden find it so easy to just give this up? I honestly don't believe you were lying when you said all those things about marriage and forever, so I find it hard to believe you don't want to ever be with me again. I feel like you are doing this because you let your head eat you alive instead of thinking rationally. But what do I know? Maybe you really were lying to me about everything for the better part of the past year.
I just honestly don't feel safe in this relationship. The sense of the security I once felt is completely gone. This isn't going to work.
How did you not feel safe in this relationship? Yet you never made an attempt to communicate it with me. You went from wanting to be with me forever last week, to wanting me out of your life for good. And what sense of security are you talking about? That sense of security you had of avoiding having to talk about your issues, instead of addressing them? If you're saying you can't trust me anymore, I can easily say the same, considering you went right back to your own old ways. After saying you wouldn't, you literally pretended to be asleep for 3 days straight, so you didn't have to talk about your feelings to the guy you claimed you wanted to marry. You're acting just like how Selfish treated me, and you told me you'd never do that again. You're the one that always preaches communication is key, so why did you refuse to even try and talk to me? If you truly had all these issues bottled up, this whole thing just boils down to one of two things. Either you've always been lying to me with everything you've ever told me, or you're making a decision you're going to regret. I know you, Zhavia, and I know one thing for certain, there's no feasible way you were lying to me. The least you owe me is to have a conversation with me about this, because all of this confuses me. You promised me a forever so many times, said you never promised that to anyone else, and poured your heart out to me all through a freaking Discord chat. I never even did the things I told you I did the other night. It was all fake. I can't fully control what my friends are doing currently, or take back the things I said initially out of impulse when you sent this message, but I can tell you the truth in that I never stopped loving you. I'm not going to hold you hostage in something you don't want a part of. But the least you can do is help me understand why. Don't listen to your stupid fucking friends, or that toxic group that you can't seem to stay away from, who are going to tell you you're in the right. You even admitted that these people are never going to be neutral or tell you when you're wrong. Listen to yourself. You are the most unbiased person of all in this. And ask yourself, if this is what you truly want. Personally, I don't even know what I want anymore, or if I ever want to know. But, if you really, truly want to end things the right way, you know how to contact me. It's only fair that we both get some closure to this, because, if we don't, you and I both know this will never stop eating our brains alive. It's your call. I'm going to be alright either way.
One thing you're going to notice is that during this video that he made, he took multiple screenshots of his conversations with Zhavia at the time, but he took those screenshots at different points in time. How do I know this? Because Zhavia has like, what, 3 or 4 different profile pictures during the course of the entire video, which means that there were different points in time where he was sending these screenshots to the people he knew, or he was saving them on his devices, so he could then use them in videos like this. And thanks to his video, we know that these conversations are real, so there's no point in disputing that. Which means that at different points in time, he was already collecting these screenshots to use in these kinds of videos, even at that point in time. This is an important distinction to make. This video right here, welcome to my channel, shows a call at the beginning of Neff and Zhavia. You know, Neff, it's kind of weird for you to hand over a call with Zhavia sleeping with you to Topher. There were videos like this one where he would show Zhavia's sister's house, quite literally going on Google Maps and recording himself going on Google Maps to look at the house in question. Where did Topher, if he made this, get that address from? Neff, of course. There's plenty of evidence of him just giving Zhavia's address out to malicious actors to, troll them. You see, Neff's definition of trolling is handing out tons of personal information about his ex-partners, including, but not limited to, addresses, legal names, nude photos, and recorded private calls where his partner is sleeping. Yeah, no. If I were to do this to anyone, and I used all of this personal information to troll them as my excuse, I would be crucified on the spot. And again, this is me being charitable and saying that Neff is correct in his assessment, that he had no involvement in the video's creation other than giving information. But even then, that doesn't matter because you gave that information to them if what you're saying is to be believed. While you try to make an effort that you did do bad stuff, it's just deflecting from the main problem here. You still gave all of that information to them. That's just as bad. But even then, if you look at the exports of their chats as far back as October of 2022 when this all started, Neff said this on the 20th of October concerning sharing Zhavia's explicit material.
I am at home. As far as this video you supposedly only shared with me, I don't know. I know for a fact I haven't shared any explicit material you've ever shared with me. I put the blurred stuff in the video as a gag, but I have not shared anything you have sent to me to anyone. I don't know what I can do to prove it, but I know I have no reason to lie about it because I didn't do anything wrong. I am more than willing to share anything you want to you that could prove otherwise.
And then on the very next day, on the 21st of October, he says this.
I don't want you to neglect the fact I provided all the information to them in the first place. Yeah, I did it in a period of extreme stress. I wasn't thinking, nor did I care to. I was hurt, and one of my old ways of coping with being hurt is hurt them back worse. That's why I shared private stuff that should have been kept that way. That's why I shared the NSW stuff in your address when it should have never been shared. I am the root fault for all of this. Even if you know I wasn't intending for all of this to happen, it wouldn't have had I not did what I did. I could have just made my shitpost and call it quits there, and nobody would have gotten hurt. As far as the friend things goes, for the time being, all I can say is I agree. I need to reevaluate how I'm going to approach this now, because if I go yelling at the group, they're all going to turn on me. One thing is certain. I don't know where my future stands with being friends with them, including Isaiah. He's already lied to me about several things before and it hurts me too much. Knowing he kept this from me hurts even worse. He's one of the few friends I vented to about how much I will always love you no matter how much you hurt me.
Look guys, I know I shared my ex's nudes with people without their consent, but I was just trolling, bro. I didn't intend for any of this to happen. But yeah, I might have given all that information to them. I was just trolling though. I didn't mean to do that. Then we get to this, his response to the sadistic message where he admitted to being in on everything.
Seraphina shows in the video supposed proof of me admitting that I was involved in the actions they allege were mine, and supposed proof of me endorsing said behaviors publicly. I'm going to address these things before I continue on with the rest of the video, just to clear up any potential confusion going forward. The first thing Seraphina shows to prove that I was undoubtedly involved in a plethora of these activities was a screenshot of a Discord message I wrote detailing in great length about how I was quote-unquote involved in everything. This was sent after one of those many breakups. There's even messages I have of the actual guilty party telling me it was stupid to say this since I had nothing to do with it. I said it because I wanted to hurt Zhavia, given that we had just broken up. I mean, it's pretty psychotic sounding, but it's just a bunch of bullshit I came up with on the spot to upset her. None of this is actually true.
Are you kidding me right now? You were mad. This is what you do when you're mad? You send an absolutely sadistic message to someone who you intimidated into talking to you again, saying they're getting what they deserve, using their gender identity against them, posting a harassment video with their real name. Are you seriously expecting a sane person to buy that bullshit? I'm going to point this out again. If I did something like this and I used the excuse of me being mad over something as sadistic as this, I would be destroyed and done. But people are willing to give this a pass. Give me a fucking break. The truth of the matter is this is you changing your story in real time while trying to make you look not insane. Also, one thing I noticed later on while doing more research into our archive chat, he actually tried to remove that message. Yeah, he tried to get rid of it because it's almost like he knew that it could have been used against him because, well, you know, it looks really bad. But even then, let's take a look at the timeline here, because in this part of the video, you show that you shared the text messages with the private photos in October of 2022, more specifically on the 15th.
I used an app to back up all of my text, and considering I was already pretty emotional, I just sent the entire text archive, thinking I'd long since deleted any kind of sexual content Zhavia had sent me in the past. Of course, I later found out I was wrong.
And then 5 days later, you lied to Zhavia saying that you didn't share anything explicit, and then 1 day later on the 21st, you admitted that you shared the private photos just to hurt them back. You trying to say that it was totally accidental is a fucking lie.
I screen shared Discord DM history in order to show them Zhavia and I arguing. I wanted to show them how Zhavia was treating me, not anything else. Unbeknownst to me, however, one of my friends was recording this entire call. I scrolled past a lot of sexually explicit conversations we ended up having, including messages that contained their home address, and this particular friend never told me he was recording at the time, so I had no idea he had captured everything on screen. I managed to find this recording as he'd sent it to me at one point. This is where I introduced the main party guilty for all of this. Online, he goes by Topher, but his real name is Edwin. Here's some of the call we had that day.
Whoa. What was that, brother? What was that? You saw an address. Yeah, man. All those pinned messages, she didn't click on. Yeah. But now she was definitely being pretty damn spiteful in that one. I think that's a fucking given, considering how she was smart. What the fuck, dude? Holy shit, Austin, are you fucking kidding me, dude? You guys are ERPing on Discord? What the fuck? You guys are in your late 20s, man. Like,
yeah, but that's the kind of
Discord.com, man. I'm so proud to say I'd never fucking ERP in my life, like ever. And whose fault was that, Blitz?
Yours.
Whose fault was that?
Yours.
No. Whose fault was that? Okay, who was the one that wrote that message saying it was all
doesn't matter?
Niger? He knows good and damn well it wasn't.
It doesn't matter. You fucking did it, nigga.
Who was the one screen sharing all that shit? You know, it's his fucking fault. He needs to understand. He's on the fucking internet. I don't care if that's your homie. I don't care if that's your nigga. You need to understand something, and he needs to understand something. All right, it's his fucking fault that it happened. It doesn't matter if I went out of my way to do it. It doesn't matter if. It doesn't matter if he had nothing to do with it, all right? Because I can straight up fucking tell you right now, he had nothing to do with it, and it doesn't fucking change anything. It's still his fucking fault.
No, you did it. It's not his fault.
I can do whatever the fuck I want to do with it because none of you fucking retards can do anything to me.
Bro.
Wow, it's not like there's screenshots of you or anything where you're, you know, sending Zhavia's address to Topher or anything. Yeah, that never happened. Or the part where you lie in the messages that you confirm to be real. What is the point in fucking lying about it?
To these messages right here, you know, the ones that were me. These aren't the only sets of messages I sent. Here's the same TextNow account where I sent these messages. Notice how this message is missing? You know, it's just not in the fucking video. Now, I don't think Serafina was even sent this. I think Serafina was just sent these, because I can almost guarantee you Sarah would have included this. I think somebody is trying to paint a victim narrative, that they didn't do anything wrong. And you can argue all day that you nosy and that there's no way this was them, but you can't argue with factual evidence.
So in regards to the TextNow messages, I don't know why he would try and pull something like this. In the actual messages, Zhavia at no point got any messages about a dick pic. However, the clarification here needs to be the fact that this was the first time Zhavia was actively trying to get away / first breakup, whichever you want to call it, because why the hell not? Might as well. Just have all of the info, why the hell not? And of course I need to show the second round of TextNow messages when Zhavia was trying to get away another time, and yeah, it ends off with a wonderful voice message that was sent by him himself.
Hey Jay, this is your ex-partner, and I just wanted to let you know that I'm gonna get my dick sucked tonight, and it's not gonna be you, and you're gonna miss it. Please call me back, I miss you. I'm just kidding. Never talk to me again, you stupid fucking whore. Hey Jade, I got a question. Why do you go through these cycles, man? 1 minute you want a future with me, and you're doing all this effort, putting in fucking money and time and everything for us. Then the next minute, you're talking about you don't want it. Which, at this point, I don't fucking care. I'm just a little bit upset because of how you treated it in the past. At this point, I don't want it no more. I just want to know why you dabbed me on into thinking that we had a future if we didn't. Let me tell you something. I've seen this coming. Ever since you started getting quiet and pretending to be sick, I saw this coming. I wasn't stupid. You wasn't going to catch me off guard again. Now, my question is, why do you want to pretend we're going to have a future and everything's okay if it ain't? You do this time and time again, and it got really fucking old. So now, I'm going to find somebody that's worth my time while also working on myself and improving my issues. And I hope for your sake you decide to end it and just be a benefit to the world, because there ain't no saving you. Alright, I believe a lot of people are redeemable unless you're a pedophile or a rapist. A real rape.
Again, I don't know why he would just do this, because we can easily check the evidence that was sent in the police report that was made against him. I don't understand why he would just go through this amount of length to try and bullshit his way out of it.
The first couple of regular text messages that Sarah showed were me, like I said, even though they admittedly make me look cringe. However, only one of these Xbox Live messages are actually real and were from me, and it was this one right here. Oh wow, an Xbox Live message that is from an account called Nefarious NPC. Definitely me, right? Even though my Xbox Live account, the only one I have aside from that burner, isn't called Nefarious NPC and never was. Not to mention the time this was sent. Again, I was at work at the time. I didn't have a way to be on Xbox Messenger. You'll notice that a lot of the fake stuff they show later on and even earlier in the video says Austin or Nefarious NPC or database or something. I mean, you'd think you'd be a little bit more convincing. I mean, make people believe it's me. I have no problem admitting to what is me, but I'm not going to say something is me when it isn't. I mean, look at the time between the one that was me and the one that isn't me and all the other ones that ain't me.
Unsurprisingly, again, these Xbox messages are real. And I don't know why he would try and do this and then simultaneously admit that one of the users was actually him, which means that he is actually participating in the behavior he tried to say that he wasn't participating in. You see, guys, I didn't harass you in this instance, but I did harass you in this instance, but I didn't do it other times. Sometimes it was me, but it wasn't me, and this time it was me. What kind of fucking strategy is this? Again, all I have to do is just pull up the screen recording from the archive chat at the time that we had, and also the stuff that was sent in the police report once again. I don't know why he's trying to dispute this when there is such an overwhelming amount of evidence to prove that it indeed happened. He already admitted to being one of those people in the first place, so what the fuck is the point here?
Our objective is to find the White Lake's leader, Salt Upon Wounds.
He even harassed one of my closest friends from the commentary community, and every one of you people accused me of doxing him. So let's go ahead and shut that down right now too.
Didn't happen.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Dead Meme Frog.
What about him?
Dude, you fucking harassed him, dude.
So fucking what, man? What does that have to do with this?
You harassed him. You made like one of those gay little shitpost channels.
Oh, like ones you do?
Fucking whatever the fucks you do. And then me, and then fucking Isaiah, everybody. Right? You made one of those, and then you fucking subscribe to everybody with it, and all those little I'm a good person people, you know, all those fucking people in the commentary community that make videos about everyone else.
You keep saying that about those people.
Yeah, they were about to make one on me.
As if you weren't one of them yourself, dumbass.
They thought that was me.
But weren't you a part of that community, Austin?
And yeah, it doesn't matter. I was a part of the community. I'm not anymore. You need to stop fucking saying that. So did you or did you not dox Dead Meme Frog?
Yes.
Thank you!
What does that have to do with
anything?
Thank you,
Edwin! Granted, my actions that followed this accusation didn't help prove my innocence. I harassed the shit out of him. But that's an unrelated topic.
He also spends a great deal of time talking about another person that he actually admits to harassing, that being a content creator named Meme Frog. I have never directly interacted with Meme Frog. I don't know why he's being brought up in this video at this particular time, because again, if you go back to my first video, I have never mentioned Meme Frog at all. Like, Meme Frog was not a factor. But in this particular instance, he's being brought up. Why? I'm going to assume in this case, because best bet here, he is covering his own bases because he constantly mentions Meme Frog in the future, in which I'm going to show other clips.
Not to mention the desperate attempts at getting Renegade Snipers fucking help, Theo Matt's help, Dead Meme Frog's help, Wacky TV's help.
I don't know how to describe how bizarre it is to admit to harassing one person, but simultaneously trying to act like you didn't do it to another person. Like, why would you admit that? Like, in the middle of your video, yeah, I harassed this dude. I harassed the fuck out of him. But that other person, nah, hell no, I didn't do that. What strategy are we playing at here? Like, what?
He's fashioned himself an abomination before the eyes of the Lord.
As I've shown before, Neff already admitted to exporting the text messages and giving them to other people. This is very important to note because later on in the video, Neff really tries to pin the sharing of his own private photos on Zhavia.
The next day when I checked Discord on October 15th, I saw this message was sent to me the previous evening. When I first saw this message, I got pretty fucking mad. And then I found these tweets and took this screenshot you see here. This was the first time I've looked at her Twitter since our breakup. But back to these messages right here, you know, the ones that were me. These aren't the only sets of messages I sent. Here's the same TextNow account where I sent these messages. Notice how this message is missing? You know, it's just not in the fucking video. Now, I don't think Seraphina was even sent this. I think Seraphina was just sent these because I can almost guarantee you Sarah would have included this. I think somebody is trying to paint a victim narrative, that they didn't do anything wrong. And you can argue all day that you know Z and that there's no way this was them, but you can't argue with factual evidence. With all that said, it could have obviously been no one but Zhavia who sent this. Now let me clarify, this doesn't bother me anymore. I'm not upset about this. I wasn't even upset about it the day after it happened. But because I'm getting accused of revenge porn and shit, you know, it's only fair I tell the full story. Which, by the way, the stuff got leaked to my friends by accident. You deliberately sent me this to try to fuck with me.
However, when the text message exports were examined, yeah, his own private photos were right above Zhavia's private photos, and he just admitted to exporting those messages and sending them to other people. And to quickly clarify, this screenshot with both of their nudes in the screenshot was given to me blocked out. I really don't want to see either of their nudes. Thank you very much. Yeah, and Neff's little baby rage fit against Zhavia that one time, not only did he leak Zhavia's photos to other people, he also leaked his own photos to other people. Yeah, so the narrative of nobody else could have had the photo is a fucking lie. To reinforce this fact, I'm also going to show another piece of evidence. Remember those really long recordings I talked about in my first video? Well, in one of those recordings that he would email to Zhavia, because trust me, he would do this constantly, he said this.
On top of that, if you're doing that, it shows me you genuinely believe that I did it to you. And it wasn't Topher. He's got a conviction now because of that. And it wasn't for the stuff he did to you. It was for the stuff he did to me. The sending Isaiah and, you know, my mom and my underage siblings, you know, pictures of my dick. They treated it as a relationship fail, basically, like me and him were dating. That's actually the story I told one of the prosecutors. He didn't even contest it. Yeah, it's just, I did more to get him fucked up than any of you in the Senate ever did, and I'm still trying to use him as a scapegoat to say that you did this stuff, and it's hurtful, because I know it's you. I know it's you. Fucking don't lie to me. You're upset. Alright, you're spiteful. This is what you do. Alright, I know about your history now.
Wait a minute. So you're trying to say in this video it could have been no one but Zhavia who sent this, but you've admitted in the past that you've gotten other people arrested because they had your private photos. Yeah, that's a little bit of a fucking contradiction, isn't it? The lies don't stop coming!
Practiced hands make for short work. And the good Lord knows there's much to be done here.
Yeah, this one has been pretty annoying. I've spoken to Kumo, Leia, Beckett, and many others at length about whatever the fuck this is, and apparently there have been a number of screenshots circulating around of a document that has been claimed to have been written by Lio and I as some sort of collaboration video against Neff, and I have told all of these people repeatedly that neither Lio or I had any part in whatever the fuck this is.
Sarah probably explained who I am in the situation, and then bam, Creepy finds out why I have a grudge against Sarah. And this alleged leaked video script, which was apparently gonna be a collab between Lio and Sarah. Wow, dude, accountability and responsibility. What a banger title. Sarah even mentions those same people who don't like me, the ones that raided the server, claiming that they were all involved in helping me harass Zhavia or whatever. Now keep in mind, this is purely speculation, and unless the person that leaked it, that was Zhavia's friend in that group, own up to it, there's no way to know for a fact who told anyone.
But I'll get into the details since that's more important. My take on this document is that it's complete horseshit. I'm not going to pin it on Neff for writing it either, because there's no evidence for that at all. What I will say to whoever wrote this, you aren't very clever. Its title takes from the accountability and responsibility videos that Lio made, so it would seem that he wrote it at face value, until you immediately start seeing the swearing. Now, since many Lio defenders and detractors alike will be watching this video, you know the answer to this question. Is Lio known to swear in his videos? The answer is no. In fact, I've never heard Lio curse at all myself at any point in time in the past 6 or 7 years I've known him. But what if I wrote it? Given the title here, it would seem that this magical video would be released on Lio's channel as another part of his accountability series. To no one's surprise, I don't write his videos. Lio's words are his words, not me sitting in the background pulling strings. For the wording itself, the more I look at the words on screen here, I just get confused. I mean, read this part out. And that's where you'd be wrong. My point here is Database clearly has a track record of producing hatred as evidenced by this, to source that all of his hatred as to lies somewhere. He didn't learn this himself, and even if he learned it from Tom, who I believe it to be... What the fuck is this? Is the root of blame here Tom learned it from someone too? We need to undo whatever downward spiral caused YouTube to be filled with disgusting people and start pledging more accountability towards them. Yeah, this makes absolutely zero sense, but okay, I wrote this apparently, I guess. But then there's the last part here where there's a number of creators that are listed as associates of Neff's crimes. Now, I don't know about you, but before my first video came out, I was mainly familiar with Wacky, and that was it. Prior to any of the recent shenanigans here, I've never spoken to Deadbeam Frog, Spinling, or Cammy, and I certainly would not go on some random tangent about Turkey Tom when Turkey Tom has nothing to do with any of this. Whatever friendships or associations Neff had with these people was irrelevant to me because it would have felt so unnecessary to talk about. Could you imagine if I made a video about Neff and then within the same video talked about 5 other creators at great length and lost the whole plot in the process? The logistical clusterfuck that would spawn from this would be incomprehensible. So no, I had no involvement in this document. It's a load of shit. And Neff is an idiot for trying to frame Lio and I for writing it.
Did he ask them to leave? Did he cry? Did he simply walk away?
Let me explain everything. The story behind this is one day I received a message from a friend saying that another friend, Wacky, and some others in the commentary community had found out about my alleged revenge porn activities. When speaking to this friend that found out, I eventually learned that it was that creepy reading who told them. And according to my friends, that creepy reading was told by Lio Convoy. That is why I thought Lio did it at first, not because I am scared of Lio. Why would I be scared of a 40-year-old Discord mod who has an internet family and plays with Hatsune Miku dolls? The reason I didn't want it out there was not because I'm scared of this stuff getting exposed. In fact, it was Zhavia who freaked out more once I informed her that other people somehow knew about it. She was the one that apparently confronted Lio, to which Lio got angry that he was falsely accused, or accountability. After all, according to Sarah, Lio wasn't the one that told creepy reading. But neither me or Zhavia wanted any of this being put out there because it's personal drama. It has nothing to do with me being scared of you or ducking accountability. You see, back in March 2023, Zhavia trusted a few of her close friends with all of this information. Some of those close friends included Lio Convoy and Queen Seraphina. So if it wasn't Lio Convoy, It was obviously someone else within that group. Zhavia even admits that one of her friends, which includes Lio and Sarah, had to have leaked this stuff, because prior to the release of Seraphina's video, none of this had been put out there. None of this could have gotten out there otherwise. My crackhead theory is that it was really Sarah who told Creepy Reading, because for one, they're friends very publicly, and two, Sarah has been pretty damn desperate to make this video on me for a long time. One of the things I was told was that Creepy Reading apparently said I made 40 something troll videos on my ex. Now, who else made that point in this video, I wonder?
Such as when I took this screenshot of this account, where up to 14 videos were made within the span of a day.
Another interesting thing to mention is that Creepy Reading even accused one of my friends, Wacky TV, of being involved in this revenge porn, even though Wacky had absolutely nothing to fucking do with it. You see, apparently Wacky and some of his friends raided the Senate and trolled a bunch of people in there, and I guess Lio and Sarah, given that that was their group, got butthurt about that, and because at the time Wacky and I were publicly still friends, they thought it was me that sent them all over there. Problem is, most of these people, with the exception of Wacky at the time, did not like me, and to this day they still don't. But the Senate belonged to Sarah and Lio, who both had connections with Creepy. Even more proof that Sarah must have thought it was me who raided their server and went and told Creepy Reading about my drama as a get back. If Sarah told Creepy a guy called Database raided their server, and then Creepy says, well, why would Database do that? Who is he? Sarah probably explained who I am in the situation, and then bam, Creepy finds out why I have a grudge against Sarah. And
I'm not entirely sure why Neff would bring me up in that initial video that he made about the subject, mainly because it doesn't really make him look good or add to any real coherent point. Like, in Neff's first video, the way he presents his information makes it appear as though I'm some sort of, like, sneaky fuck, working with the intention on blowing the situation up further than it's already gone, for the purposes of validating Seraphina at the expense of his victim. He shows a little bit of a call that he got me and another YouTuber, Wacky TV, into, where I say, I think I know what you did. And from my perspective, that was it for like over half a year now, maybe more. So alluding that I may do something or that I am actively coming after him after all this time seems weird. It feels more like a deflection because in that year, nothing else has happened. I haven't made any tweets outside of supporting Seraphina's video once that came out. No videos of my own on him, despite releasing a Dangerously Stupid YouTuber's video, which I certainly think this classifies as dangerously stupid. However, in all of this, Neff neglects to mention that all of the videos uploaded to YouTube were public. It's kinda hard to blame me for getting a little bit concerned about public videos he was posting and the fact that those videos' description were linking revenge porn. Not to mention the evidence I was shown much later on of you linking revenge content on your channel description page. After seeing this and finding out that a few of my good friends were somehow in the black hole that is your life, I privately messaged them, which included Wacky and a few people involved in the Moth situation, explaining that you might want a distance and that this could get very legal very fast based on a public arrest warrant, you know, on the account of the public revenge porn. Even if this somehow was not Neff, the fact that people in Neff's circle are doing this, presumably on his behalf, whether that's requested or not can be up to further debate on some other time, is more than enough reason to give people I consider close friends a heads up. The funny thing is that when I contacted these people, several different sources told me that when Neff gets pissed off, suddenly text-to-speech videos start popping up about you, and go look, there it is, it's me. So yeah, I told people that Neff and his friend group seem unhinged and are destined to reach a legal ditch that is best to avoid. Not once did I publicly tweet, make a video, community post, or even mention/respond to this dude when he directly attacked me in his video. Regardless of how I got this information, nothing came of it, except that I don't think Wacky talks to Neff privately anymore. The only one seemingly making this public at the expense of his victim seems to be Neff. Otherwise, what did I actually do?
Speaking of Wacky, I did reach out to him concerning a Senate raid that was speculated to be done on Adept's behalf. Wacky confirmed to me personally that Neff had nothing to do with the raid, and that he only did it because he didn't like Lio, which, fair enough, I guess. However, concerning the raid itself being discussed in Adept's video, it doesn't matter. This information is a complete deflection from the point at hand here. Creepy witnessed you doing this shit publicly because that's exactly what you were doing, and you did everything that you could to not make it private. Who cares if it seemed like Creepy was being a sneaky fuck? He was aware of information that was important at the time. Why is everybody just all of a sudden ignoring that? If Creepy was there to clearly see evidence of public revenge porn being posted, why is that a problem all of a sudden? Some really fucking weird standards that are being played at here.
Just cough drop real quick so it doesn't make me sound like I'm sucking a dick.
So what we're doing here is we're going over a very vitriolic video that was more or less aimed at Creepy over here.
Yeah, I'm coming back. But yeah, it's funny because with this video, Serafina wasn't the one who sent it over to me. It somehow ended up in my like recommendeds, and when I first saw it, you know, I saw the King of the Hill like mad guy like a thumbnail sort of thing, and I was like, oh, I like King of the Hill, and I clicked on it, and I started watching it, and it took me a little while to realize that it was talking about me, and it took an embarrassingly long amount of time for me to realize that it was actually Neff and that it didn't matter at all. So now we're like just kind of going over how utterly insane that like someone would even try to make a video like this, given the context for why it was made. Which, that context being, I had a very short call with the guy where I explained that I think he's kind of a shitty dude and that people should be careful with associating with him. Mainly because I have multiple people in my friend group, not even related to Serafina, that have had bad experiences with Neff, and I quote, going out of his way to make schizo weird videos about people for seemingly no reason, just for ever entering their orbit or causing any sort of issue. And I guess I kind of fall into that category of having schizo videos being made about me. So in reality, I don't really think I was wrong to warn people, but...
To quickly explain where I have been the last couple of months. At the beginning of 2024, I was informed that my mom has stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and...
Who cares?
Holy shit!
That bitch gonna be dead soon either way, so...
Long story short...
Wow. Like, imagine you're a normal person and you like come across this video and the very first line of dialogue we hear from the protagonist is, I don't care your mom is dying, bitch is gonna die soon. Like, how does that make you look better? Do you think it makes me feel bad? I don't. Like, I really don't. It's just like you're shooting yourself in the foot. Hello, I'm a monster, you know, like I don't know. I mean, I don't expect you to have empathy for me, but like at the same time, like, why would you even react to this if you don't give a shit?
I just wanted to show her that I could take care of myself. So in response, I got my driver's license, my first car, and into my first major car accident.
So, let me just get this straight. You are a grown-ass man. You've been alive for more than a quarter of a century. You are more than grown. And yet, you live off your mother. It's one thing to live with your mother. It's one thing. Because, I mean, I used to do it up until I was like 23 or so. I mean, I was a fucking loser too at one point. But you live off of your mother. You just implicated yourself. She takes care of you.
What?
And
what?
Will the court show the transcript where I said any of that? Brother, I didn't have a driver's license. That didn't mean I lived off my mom. It meant I lived off of Uber, you dumbass. But yeah, no, I didn't live off my mother. I got the driver's license because my mom was dying, and if I wanted to be able to see her as much as I physically could, paying $40 per way in Uber was just not really feasible. So, like, I went through the effort of getting the driver's license and the car so that I could visit my mom as much which is possible before she eventually passed away. I don't really see how anywhere I implicated myself in being a basement dweller who's leeching off of their dying mom. I don't think she had that much to give at the end of life, and I don't think I was taking advantage of anything like that, so... I don't know, it kind of shows you where his head's at when you're making these fucking leaps of logic off of my mom has cancer announcement.
I don't know, man.
Because she is dying, all of a sudden realize that she can't take care of you for much longer. I'm gonna die because I can't feed myself because my mommy, who was the one feeding me, is about to be a dead bitch. So you decide. Now is the time to get your driver's license. Now is the time to buy a car. Now is the time to fully invest in being a functional adult male, like you should be.
Oh yeah, you mean like the one who's constantly making videos on people and then deleting them, and then making more videos on people and then deleting them.
I moved out when I was 17. So I mean, by this guy's metric, I was much less of a loser than he was, and I didn't even need a car.
So you mean to tell me, creepy reading, you mean to tell me, the guy that you hate, the guy you've never been in the same room as, you mean to tell me,
He acts like I hate him. I don't know who he is.
2 years ago.
Just that he's a weirdo. He's just a weirdo, right? Like, that's it. I know he's a weirdo. When I saw people associating with this guy I know who is a weirdo, I was like, hey, that guy's kind of a weirdo. Be careful. That's like the extent of my knowledge of him.
You mean to tell me, 2 years ago, when you came to me, you came to Wacky TV, a mutual of ours, and you told him to put you in a group call with me on Discord, to tell me, a guy you don't know and never been in the same room as, never been friends with at all, a guy you don't know and have no history with, you were so emotionally invested in my situation that you had to tell me, a guy you don't know, that you thought I was a bad person. You mean to tell me that back then your mom was taking care of you?
No. So that's like 3 fibs in a nice fib sandwich. He's the one who wanted to get into a call with me. Wacky TV is the one who pulled me into a call with him. I never wanted to talk to the guy. And as you could tell by the recorded conversation that he posted of us, I'm not sure if that's still on the internet.
It still is.
I didn't really give him like any stuff to go off of. I just kind of told him I think he's a shitty guy and I think he knows why he's a shitty guy. But yeah, no, I didn't want to talk to him. He wanted to talk to me, and he talked to me and then immediately posted the whole call, which is very short because I wasn't about to like tell him anything because he's a weirdo. Because I kind of figured that he'd try to do some shit like this because I've seen him do it to like 2 of my other mutual friends. Man, I'm vindicated. I mean, like, the guy found out my mom had cancer, and then his first reaction was to call me an incel who lives in a basement.
Old mama, your dust bag, bone bag, soon to be dead mama was taking.
She was 49.
She was not that old. She wasn't really old.
She wasn't even 50. She didn't make it to 50. Like, what are you talking about? Jesus Christ. Whenever, like fun fact, when I turned 21, I did not get ID'd at the hibachi place I went to, but my mom did. Like, my mom looks significantly younger than I did. Even, like, when she had cancer, she, like, had, like, a very youthful appearance. I don't know what kind of genetics she had, but it's always, like, weird in the sense that, yeah, my mom looked like a perpetual 25-year-old. Nah, she wasn't like a dust bag or whatever, you know. It's not like I'm in my like late 30s and she passed away.
God,
nah, I'm like
was taking care of you. Fuck that bitch and fuck you too. Fuck her for taking care of you and fuck you for being born. You are a fucking waste to fucking society, dude. You are a fucking stain to society.
He's having a low-tier God speech right now.
Your life serves zero purpose. Kill yourself now.
You can't say a goddamn, excuse my language, you can't say a motherfucking thing about me. No matter what crimes I did or didn't fucking commit against anybody. I pay taxes.
I think I can.
I work 50, 60 fucking hours a week, 6 days a week. I have the title to my
Probably
fucking
making
car. I
videos.
don't make payments on that. I have my own fucking house now that's in my fucking
Oh, you got
name.
a scrapyard beater too.
And 2 years ago, I still had more than you've ever had in your life.
I don't know.
I mean, good for you. like, why do I don't care. I don't know who you are, dude. I'm glad you're living the good life, fucking working a 60-hour work week. I mean, I personally would call that hell, but I mean, you know, if it's working for you, it's working for you. I'm happy, but you know, I mean, also like kind of fuck you. Why the hostility towards my dead mom? Like, what the fuck did she do other than like exist?
You mean to tell me you of all people had something to say about me? And your mama takes care of you, dude?
Tween, I was holding.
Just like the way he hits the space bar. You can hear the vitriol in the way he hits the fucking space bar.
I just wonder if like he'll initiate an apology now, knowing that the crux of his argument is like invalid, you know, because I've been living on my own and paying for my own rent, bills, phone, everything off the back of either my, you know, both the YouTube channel and the work I do, because I don't just do YouTube full time. You know, I have a job outside of the YouTube. And now that he knows that, like, you know, because we're putting it out there that, yeah, I mean, like, I haven't been living with my mom and having her take care of me. You know, I've been on my own since 17. Does that mean he's like, you know, now that I'm not a loser in his eyes, that everything he just said was like out of line and that I'm owed an apology? I don't really understand the standard here, man. I mean, like, basic human empathy goes a long way. I mean, like, if I heard his mom died, I wouldn't like be like, ha ha at you, you know. It's just like kind of a really loser route to go, you know.
Tween, I was holding part-time jobs so I can make ends meet. I can say
you don't need a part-time job, you need a full-time job, dude. Go to the motherfucking career center with your lazy ass and tell them, hey, I'm a fucking loser. I make dumb YouTube videos that don't make me any money. All right, despite getting a lot of views, I'm clearly not getting enough money.
So he just debunked his own argument. You know, I do get a lot of views, but you know, like if Logan Paul decides to, like, I don't know, pug at a dead guy again, we all lose 70% of our income. And I'm the kind of guy that likes to work extra to make sure that, like, if that does happen, I don't need to call in a loan. It's just simple mathematics. You know, I'm making a decent amount of money, and a part-time job is just to make sure that things get held up if something goes wrong.
Go tell them
which
you
it
need
can.
a fucking
YouTube doesn't
job.
owe you a check.
I think this random stranger I don't know is a bad person.
That was like for a day. He did that for a day. And like he said earlier, like this is 2 years after the fact. 2 years after the fact,
Yeah.
he's still raging about it.
You know that, like, that Batman comic where I think it's called The Killing Joke, where they're just where the Joker's like trying to show that, you know, all it takes is one bad day to make someone like him. I feel like I made the Joker here, dude. This guy really couldn't handle me thinking that he's like kind of a piece of shit.
For one day. For one fucking day.
I haven't interacted with him at all. It's not like I'm going around. I just, you know, I heard Wacky TV was talking with the guy. I knew that people in my group, in our mutual friend group, not related to you, by the way, had issues with this guy. And I was like, hey, you might not want to, like, fucking talk to this guy. And then Wacky TV and all this infinite wisdom told the guy I said that. And then pulled me to a call with him.
There is nothing worse than that, dude. There is nothing more dishonorable than living with your fucking mother and living off of her. You're fucking dirt, dude.
Beyond.
And she's fucking dying, and the only motivation you have to do better, you just admitted it, the only motivation you have to do better for yourself is, oh, she's dying, so she's not going to be able to take care of me anymore, so I guess I better start becoming self-sustainable.
The putting words
Wait
in the
until
mouth.
this guy realizes. Wait until this guy realizes I have a dad and a stepdad that both are very loving. He's gonna about me, and no,
He's gonna have to make videos talking about your dad now.
I guess that's like the. I mean, like if you can't go after the mom, you got to go after the dad.
Doubt
Just,
that
like-
if it wasn't for the amazing people on Patreon and those who have been watching the channel during my hiatus, I would be in a far worse spot off than I am now, and I wouldn't have been able to take the time to really better myself as a person. So for those of you who have
Translation: if the people online who are dumb enough to give me their hard-earned money didn't give me their hard-earned money for free for being a fucking douchebag online, then I wouldn't have been able to survive. Also, thanks to my mother, who shouldn't have been taking care of my big baby grown ass, thanks to her, I also have been able to eat and survive and use the Wi-Fi to get on Discord.
He cannot stop bringing up that call. He can't stop bringing up that call. Holy shit.
This guy is obsessed with this call, man. I mean, I've been paying for my own Wi-Fi since 2017. It's such a leap in logic, you know? Like, oh, your mom's dying? I guess you live with your mom. Like, what the fuck? No, I only got the car so I could visit my mom more often and help take care of her, not the other fucking way around. You know, I ripped up when their basement flooded. I ripped up their carpets, moved their furniture, got the fucking water out because they did not have the ability to take care of it themselves. Yeah, in order for me to do that reliably, I got a fucking car.
been donating on Patreon or hanging out into Patreon.
Oh, and by the way, if you got a problem with me next time, add me directly, Lord Cancerous on Discord. Don't go to Wacky and say, put me in a group chat with him. Tell me directly.
I did it! I did it! You demanded to talk to me, you fucking dumbass! I did not want to fucking talk to you. You wanted to talk to me. It was the other way around. Like, where are you getting? Why would I want to talk to you? No one wants to talk to you. You're a bit of a weirdo. Everything we're doing right now is not fucking normal. This isn't fucking normal. This is weird. You're a weirdo. When I said you were a weirdo, this is the shit we're talking about.
What your fucking problem with me is. I've always wanted to tell you that, by the way, and I know Seraphina's going to send this video to you because all of them stalked the shit out of me. So go ahead.
Server
one to me.
Actually, you know, I remember what happened. You sent this video to me. It was the other way around. I'm pretty sure you're
when I realized it was Neff, I sent it over to you.
Oh, yeah. Because I need to reiterate here real quick. I know I say it at some point in the video. Most of the shit that I put in the video, I did not find. It was either sent to me or it was shared in an archive chat that I was a part of. I barely had any part in actually archiving the material, right? I also make a point at the end, like, you keep funneling shit down the drain and it's gonna get back to me, and you know it does, but you keep doing it. You keep posting this dumb shit that makes you look progressively more psychotic over time. I don't understand. I don't understand how you think it's a good idea.
I just want to put one more thing out there. When I was talking about the Patreon people, the Patreon pays for the video editors. We got a primary video editor. His name is Chris. And if I wasn't able to employ him, I would be spending far more time making the video, which would leave far less time for me to be able to, like, go touch grass. So it saves time, which is very valuable to me when, you know I'm about to lose, like, someone who's very important and dear to my life. So I was thanking the Patreon people for making it so I could continue to employ the editor who's been with the channel for, like, the last 7 or so years. It's not like, oh, I use this to buy McDonald's and that's how I feed myself and my mom won't give me nuggy money, you know? Like, it goes to show that when you deal with people like this, like, his goal isn't necessarily, like, his goal is quite clearly to make people not like me or to view me in a very negative light. When in reality, if you're, like, trying to do this for any, like, noble purpose, like to call me out for either misusing funds or, like, not being a full-grown adult or something like that, you'd, like, actually construct an argument and, like, have ironclad evidence. But instead, he's just kind of twisting my words so that it can look in the most bad light possible. But in trying to do that, He took a video where I explained that my mom has cancer. I'm appreciative for my fan base and that we'll be making videos hopefully soon. And turned this into this very ugly piece where he's just like wishing ill on like my at the time sick mother and myself and anyone who's ever talked to me, seemingly over a single Discord call where he's lying about the context of the call itself. Like, the layers of delusion this man is in, man. I mean, all I gotta say is that he's a fucking weirdo. This is not normal. I did not really want to talk to him. I still really don't want to talk to him. I mean, God, I haven't seen the rest of this video, but like, yeah, nah, I've heard stuff where he's like always engaging in like the pseudo illegal behavior or illegal behavior. I haven't seen enough myself, but I know that this is fucking weird. This dude's fucking weird. And if you want to collaborate with me, you got to stay away from people like this. I don't need this in my fucking life. No one does.
Kale Wachane Conserva O. You understand me, don't you?
The West Valley City Justice Court. Press 1 now to speak to the next available clerk. Call Valley City Justice Court.
Yes, I'm calling because I was dealing with a ex-girlfriend who lived in West Valley City that's been harassing me, and I've heard that she might have filed some kind of charge against me. I want to know if there's any active charges against me, if that's possible.
I can check if we have open cases for you.
Yeah, I'm looking for open.
What's your birthday?
My birthday is 09
And your name?
Austin, last name.
Oh, no, it's fine. I'm not finding anything with that birth date that's open.
So nothing at all in Utah?
Not with the court.
Deputy Matt with the County Sheriff's Office.
Hey, Deputy Matt, this is Austin.
Yeah, I was asked to give you a call.
Yes, sir. I'm wanting to see if, I know this is going to sound weird. I want to see if I have any active warrants anywhere. Like, is there any way you could run my name?
Oh, we would know if you had a warrant. But
yeah.
I could run your name for you if you.
Yeah, if you don't mind. Could you do that?
What? Give you social. 1 second. I'll see in the. Hope I check the entirety of the state of Utah, state of Alabama, but ain't nothing from here to the Carolinas to California.
All right. Thank you so much.
Sure.
I got these letters 3 months after everything went down, and even Zhavia was shocked that I had received these. After all, she had dropped these charges due to knowing it wasn't me who did any of this stuff. Zhavia ended up calling the courts and got it squared away, and that was the end of it. To this day, I don't have any active cases or charges against me anywhere, nor do I have any warrants out for my arrest. Something you fail to understand, Serafina, is just because someone was charged with a crime, it doesn't mean they are guilty. For someone who runs a Discord group all about justice and reporting criminals on the internet to law enforcement, I'd expect you of all people to know this.
Oh boy, the most ironic part of this video. So we need to establish a couple of things here. So he mentions, of course, that his charges were dropped and he has no warrants out for his arrest. Now, unfortunately for him, soon after, yeah, he ate his own words. He did have a warrant out for his arrest within the state of Utah at the time, and of course an actual case being built against him to the point where it did actually result in an arrest. More on that in a moment because it's really funny, by the way. So as for his charges, yeah, they were never actually dropped. Now, his case is closed, right? His case was closed, but legally speaking, that just means that the charges went through and that Zhavia, even if they wanted to, could not have dropped the case themselves because it was actively being pursued by the state of Utah, as you're going to see here in a little bit. Yeah, the case was never closed, the charges went through, and they exist. Yeah, pretty much everything that he shows in regards to defending himself is a load of bullshit. Okay, so what happened with the case that was being built against him? Well, unfortunately, this is where the bad news comes in, and it is inconclusive, and it will probably never be resolved. I'm going to use his own words to describe what happened because I think it's only fair, and I don't think there's any particular reason to lie about it in this case, so anyways, here we go. His case never actually went to trial because the state of Utah wanted him to actually come to Utah itself. Obviously, he's not from Utah. He's from an entirely different state across the country, so it's not going to work out. He was not allowed to attend virtually, so nothing really happened outside of his bench warrants being increased from not being able to attend. To his credit, he is right in the fact that a state is not going to extradite somebody to another state over the charges of harassment. So I had to do a double check, just a quick double check to make sure that information was correct. No, the actual court date was entirely virtual. He didn't actually have to be there in person to do it. He's just lying again because he keeps fucking lying. So yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to get an actual trial, but it is worth talking about a couple of other things. I did mention the fact that he got arrested, and oh my god, so I can't show it on the video here because I'm worried about privacy strikes because I've had issues with people abusing privacy strikes beforehand. His mugshot is absolutely amazing. For somebody who talks a big game later on that I'm going to show you in this video, where he nonchalantly makes threats and plays tough guy, yeah, I'm just going to be real with you. Yeah, his mugshot makes him look like a complete homeless crackhead who's a little bit on the overweight side. What's funnier about this is that the actual mugshot page, including others from what I understand, were requested to have been taken down, with that particular error code message coinciding with that claim. At least the actual mugshot page itself was archived, so at least that wasn't lost. Now, his general treatment towards his charges has been, how do I put this? Nothing short of absolutely fucking bizarre. There were points in time where he was uploading videos on his alt accounts where he was openly making fun of his own charges that he was getting sent in the mail. Why would you do that? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Of course, these videos would get deleted afterwards, but again, I don't understand, like, what made you think this is a good idea? What made you think that any of this was a good idea? Yeah, it was just a funny little bit that doesn't totally make me look like a fucking psychopath. I mean, just look at how he talks about his case in a future video that we're actually going to go over in the video, but just look at how he reacts to, like, any semblance of his first video falling apart at the seams.
I feel like y'all set that shit up and told her to tell me it was dropped. That way, when I claim it in my video, you could call me a liar. You can harp on it. It doesn't matter if I was lying about them being dropped. They're just fucking charges. Let's say I was intentionally misleading people on that. They're fucking charges, Sarah. They're not convictions.
Yeah, but we got your overweight mugshot that you tried to take down.
They're fucking accusations made by a United States court. They're not fucking convictions. They don't go on my record until I'm found guilty. And I will never be tried at all because I'm not going to goddamn Salt Lake City ever in my life. So what fucking hope do you have that it's ever going to hurt my life? It doesn't hurt. I don't get it when I get pulled over. If it shows up when I get pulled over, it's marked as non-extraditable because Utah doesn't want to come get me. That's why they asked the state of Alabama to pick up the fucking case. That's why goddamn faggot-faced Noah Winfrey with his fucking 4-year-old baby face fucking called my DA multiple times, called my fucking deputy investigator at the sheriff's office multiple times. Hey, will you pick up this case on this guy that lives in your county? Will you please? I want to fuck this girl so bad. Just like Officer White from Unified PD.
Yeah, I lied about my charges, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna get convicted. Just how bad he is, man. He's so fucking bad. It's so enjoyable to watch, isn't it? I mean, hell, man, if I get this baby rage in return for him not getting convicted, sure, I'll take it. So, what do I have to say for this then? While a trial never occurred, the fact of the matter is that there was so much evidence being forwarded to a police report that was made against you that miraculously it was actually considered. The fact that any of this happened at all, which is exceptionally rare for online behavior, by the way, this does not happen very often. The fact that it was considered at all is not the sign of innocence you want people to believe. You could definitely lose some weight, though.
He's not the kind to let his subordinates do all the killing. No, he likes to have a hand in it, with that spear of his.
I own my own house, I own my own car, and there's nothing you could fucking do to take any of that from me. Except sit on here and talk shit and say Database Productions is a southern, redneck, Hank Hill sounding fucking schizophrenic who makes goddamn GTA monologues about you. That's all you can fucking do. That's all you can fucking say. And keep saying the same goddamn lie that I did revenge porn and somehow stalked this broad 2,000 miles away from me. Yeah, it doesn't fucking work like that, bro.
Hey, Hello, it's Gilded Pooh here with a special report. Whatever the fuck that means. That Neff guy, huh? He's a real character.
We sit online all day in calls with our boyfriends. I mean, I don't do that stuff. My girlfriend, she's coming over. It's Friday morning when I'm recording this. She's coming over tonight.
Good for you, I guess. I don't really know why you're making it a point to bring that up, but whatever. Now, I'm not entirely sure if Queen Seraphina has already mentioned this, but this motherfucker literally treats the internet like his fucking diary. This guy pulls up OBS and then talks incessantly into the microphone while playing shitty video games. And then, for whatever reason, he puts those diary diatribes into a Google Drive and then links them in the description of numerous videos he uploads to YouTube. I don't know why you would do that. That's pretty schizophrenic.
She's been over every weekend except for one since we've got together. Actually, two. She was only here part of that weekend. And she's moving in June the 1st.
Why are you telling literally anybody this? This is nobody's business. I don't know why this is coming up.
Let's just say, I can bend her over anytime I want to. I don't have to pretend to do it in a Discord chat.
Well, I hate to be that guy, but technically speaking, you can only bend her over whenever you want on the weekends. Until she moves in, you can't really bend her over anytime you want. We're already having an inconsistency this early into the segment. It's great.
I got the 5th pizza that I've gotten since all this started. I got that delivered yesterday. I actually paid for it. But, my mom, she lives way too far out. I think at this point you realize I don't live with her anymore because you're just constantly sending them.
Why would you confirm to trolls on the internet that they sent the pizza to the correct address, that you no longer live with your mother, and your girlfriend that you claim visits you every weekend, and is moving in at this specific day? If I were in your shoes, I would not be telling trolls on the internet any of this information. At all.
I actually paid for that one because it was literally just cheese. But I like pepperoni, so I had some pepperoni in the fucking fridge. It had extra marinara on it too, so I bought it and then me and Jordan, we put fucking pepperoni on that shit and we ate it. That's my roommate.
And now he added a third person into the mix. If you get a bomb sent to your fucking house and everybody dies but you, the only person that will be to blame for any of that is you. Why would you give trolls even more ammunition to use against you? What's wrong with you?
And the name on the pizza says Gilded Pooh. So thank you, Gilded Pooh, because you definitely sent that.
Now that right there is why I'm sitting here recording this particular segment for your viewing pleasure. Now, there are only two ways to look at this. Number one would be unironically, in which case, you're an idiot, because I have very little idea who the fuck you are. I only know of one video you ever made, and it was directed at Queen Seraphina, and I didn't even watch it. However, the other way we can look at this is that it's not unironic, it's in fact sarcasm, in which case, why are you bringing it up?
Well, that said, I'm going to make a very stern warning.
Oh no, we better get our big boy helmets on. He's going to give us a fucking warning. This guy who sat there recording himself playing video games and talked incessantly like a schizophrenic into a microphone is coming to give us a sternly worded fucking diary entry.
If it ever progresses beyond that point.
It's really difficult for me to take this warning seriously when you can't even change your smoke alarm battery.
If it ever progresses beyond that point, like, beyond the point of just, like, meaningless trolling, and you show up at my fucking house, especially when, I think it's pretty well known, I don't know if it's obvious or not, but my girlfriend, she's having my fucking kid. And I'm terrified.
These people know my address and they're sending me shit. And then immediately you're like, my girlfriend's moving in on the 1st. She visits me every weekend on these specific days. And I have a roommate with this first name. And now on top of that, you're like, she's pregnant, by the way. You're an idiot, a moron, an absolute imbecile. Why would you do that?
I'm hearing like voices like telling me someone's gonna kill my kid. Like if I see people online, you know what I'm saying? I'm not being for real, but you know, basically I got that father instinct kind of growing in.
I have the fatherly instinct growing inside of me, despite the fact I have yet to change the battery in my smoke alarm.
If someone shows up at my fucking house, anybody, I don't care who it is, if you just say, hey, I'm friends with someone from the Senate, online, on Discord, on the internet, on the computer, I'm gonna be an actual criminal. Let's just put it that way.
You guys have my address, my girlfriend's pregnant, and I have a roommate. Don't you dare come over here, I'll be a fucking criminal. I'll kick your ass, motherfucker. Don't do it. I'll kill you. This is so dumb.
You're gonna have a reason to go online and say I deserve to rot in prison, because the mortuary is gonna have some business.
Wow. That was, that was something.
I mean, you bitch about my weird Genshin Impact videos, but you won't stop talking about me.
Because Genshin Impact is pedo bait, and I don't care what anybody says. It is pedo bait. Oh, he's pulling over the car. This is getting serious.
How do you win against a guy?
What do you mean?
Who openly admits he's an asshole?
You point out the fact that he's a liar.
You spend all this effort and time to, I guess, try to prove that, like, I'm a dickhead.
I don't think that's what people are trying to point out. I think we're just pointing out that you're a fucking liar. You're a proven fucking liar. And you don't admit that you're a liar. You contradict yourself all the goddamn time. We know you're an asshole. Your mugshot proves it. It's not really a debate as to whether or not you're an asshole. It's a debate as to whether or not you're gonna keep lying. Dummy.
That pick up a microphone and you talk.
Uh-huh.
If you're in that bracket, that I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
All right. You pretend to be good people.
Oh, that's true.
You know, you pretend to be righteous. Fuck out of the way. You pretend to be like, I'm amazing. You know, I'm a great person. I you know, I make videos calling out bad people. I've made these criticisms a million times, and these people, you know, they hate it so much because it's so fucking true.
What?
But then you come across this guy,
yeah,
who openly says, like, yeah, I'm an asshole. I'm not the asshole you say I am, but I am an asshole.
Oh, no, you are, buddy. You are. Instead of, you know, being a massive hypocrite, just openly say, yeah, I am that asshole, and nobody would give a fuck. I'm quite literally that fucking serious. If you were just open about the fact that you are that asshole, that you've done all the things that you've done, the things that we can factually prove about you, then nobody would give a fuck about you, and we'd stop talking about you. Just be open about it.
I didn't do revenge porn.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't dox anybody.
You tried. And
I know. I mean, there's so many contradictions that you're gonna make, and that's fine.
So you acknowledge that there's contradictions that you've made, so you acknowledge that you're a liar. This is great news, ladies and gentlemen. So for one, yes, you did. You did do revenge porn. That is factually proven. Whether Zhavia did it or not first doesn't fucking matter, because you did it. You still did it. Doesn't matter.
I'm not. If I was fucking worried, I'd shut the hell up and I'd stop talking. I'm not worried about it. I'm not trying to bait you into something so I can...
Let me just constantly say on how I'm not trying to do this thing in a piss poor attempt to try to say I am not doing this thing. Let me just say I'm not worried about a legal case, and then they'll believe me. You are, whether you believe it or not, you are.
You're the aggressor in this situation, and you're the harasser in this situation. But your friend that you're defending is a harasser on a whole different level.
But we're not going to acknowledge the fact that you have made video after video after video after video on Sarah. You're not going to acknowledge that.
You see, there's the prison right there. That's where you think I'm going to go.
It's where you were. You were there. I've seen that mugshot, bro.
Don't make the claim that everybody harasses me first. Never in my life have I done that.
You just did, though. You did. You did. You did. You did. You did. You did just say earlier in this goddamn video that people are harassing you.
You're the aggressor in this situation, and you're the harasser in this situation. But your friend that you're defending is a harasser on a whole different level.
Earlier in this goddamn video, you said people are harassing you. Because you're the victim.
There's a reason I'm not in fucking cuffs.
You were.
If I did something worth being in fucking cuffs for, and if I actually broke the fucking law...
You did.
Then I'd be in cuffs.
You were.
I got a ticket for it. Like, that's my entire criminal record. I'm that much of a criminal. Normal shit that...
No. I'm gonna grab something real quick. I don't know if she's allowed to share it, but I'm gonna grab it, because I think it's funny. Yeah. Found it. Okay. Oh, no! Oh, well, isn't that fascinating? Did you ask for your mugshot to get taken down? Did you ask for it to get taken down, big guy? Austin? What happened?
You call me terminally online, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that not rich coming from a person who has OCs and who draws them bigger and who fucking sits on Discord all day doing calls, who ran a group like the Senate, who makes expose videos?
I am going to... I love this. I love this. I love this. Okay. So, Sarah's not terminally online. I hunted her down, you see. I got on a plane and I flew to go see her. And I hunted her down. She totally didn't know I was coming. And I stalked her for like 3 days. And she's not terminally online, trust me. And I'm about to go do it again. There are times when we would go like a week without talking on call. Because she's busy with other things. She has a real life to worry about. You are terminally online because you are sitting here unironically recording a 2-hour and 15-minute video where you rant about the commentary community, Zhavia and Sarah. You are unironically doing that. It's ridiculous.
He has an internet family, a pretend family. You know, just like Lio. But it's even more cringier in his case because he's like, I think he's older than my dad.
How? How old are you? How old is your dad? What?
We sit online all day in calls with our boyfriends. I mean, I don't do that stuff. My girlfriend, she's coming over. It's Friday morning when I'm recording this. She's coming over tonight.
Oh my god, you're getting laid?
Except for information in it. Just in case they turn out to be a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's weird.
When we started dating, I sent you a picture of what my license looked like as a joke because you thought the Alabama licenses looked cool. And I showed you that. You know, I had my information on it. And you took that picture and you made sure you downloaded that.
That is a dumbass move on your end, buddy. God. You're an idiot! Holy crap!
And you put it in your fucking document.
Is that it? Hey buddy. Maybe you should change the batteries in your goddamn smoke alarm. Change the batteries.
Sorry, my recording sounds a little ass right now, so, yeah, just a little bit of allergies here and there. Anyways, what you just listened to was a couple of people covering a particular piece of, how do I put this, of a monologue that he uploaded at some point a while ago. Now, this kind of behavior I already hinted at the first video, and yeah, I underestimated him, like, a lot. If I were to sit here and cover every single one of these uploads, including the ones that I showed in the first video, I would be here for, what, 8 to 10 hours just talking about them. That also doesn't include the amount of evidence that was forwarded in the police report, because I really only honed in on just one of those videos. All of them that you see here, including many others, were saved. There's an entire Google Drive that is full of every single video that he uploaded against Zhavia at the time. But shockingly, that pales in comparison to what we have now. There is just too much shit to cover, so instead, I'm going to hone in, for now, on this particular upload. Yeah, I'm still honing in on this same video that the other two also honed in on, because of this portion right here.
You know, they don't use me and what I have to their own gain. Like, You're being buttered up and used to fucking harass me. And I think at this point, you're either in on the lie or you realize you're being lied and you don't care because it's Zhavia. It's Zhavia. If it was anybody else, you wouldn't tolerate it. But you admitted it yourself. You two used to date. You're very soft on her. Well, from what I heard, you treated her like shit. Or rather, your mom did, right? You know, I got that picture of y'all sitting on the floor at your mama's house, and unlike Zhavia, I don't send people your information. So I'm gonna keep that from my eyes. Like, people in Kumo's server wanted it to laugh at you, but I was just like, nah, I ain't gonna do that because he's gonna claim I doxed him. I also know where you live. I know your address. Again, have you been swatted? I know you live in fucking Missouri. Have you been swatted? I mean, and no, Zhavia didn't tell me that. I got it in case I ever have to go after you, because I don't know what you're going to fucking show. You know, Zhavia can do ethical doxing, so can I. I could be wrong. That might not be your information, but I'm pretty sure I got it right. I also have your government name, so, I mean, again. Now, watch him send himself pizzas and say that I'm sending him pizzas, guys, after I put this out. Magically, he's going to start getting swatted, and fucking pizzas are going to start coming, and they're going to say Neff's doing it.
Now, ignoring the fact that I'm long since gone, implying he even had that address to begin with, I don't really care. Like, what is with the nonchalant threats here? I don't understand. How far do you think shit like this is going to get you, with anybody? How would you convince anybody that any of this is reasonable, besides your dumbass friends that think this is okay? I don't fucking understand, like, at all. Another thing to note late in his video that many people didn't really notice is this particular statement.
So maybe stick to computer build videos, something you actually have a college degree in. Oh yeah, I know a lot more about you than you think I do.
No, you fucking don't. Yes, I do have a college degree, but not for that. I'm not an engineer, nor am I a computer scientist, so I don't know what he's referring to. I would have liked to be a computer scientist, but engineering was just not my forte. Now, sparing the details of myself, of course, what the fuck is the point in saying this? I mean, other than making yourself look like a fucking creep? I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. Now, I wanted to show that because it actually just connects with everything that I've shown so far, where he has to make nonchalant threats even in his own video defending himself, because, I mean, sure, if it's against me, and especially at the time, since it was against me, of course nobody was going to care or notice. But it serves to paint a consistent pattern of nonchalant threats that he makes towards people that he doesn't like, or more specifically against the people that show the shit that he's done in the past. And oh boy, that's not going to end anytime soon.
This is very important. I recorded this way before we found out he was a pedophile, so now I'm just gonna point and laugh and say the thing that I've wanted to say for a while. Lol, you're a pedophile, what a fucking loser!
He's fashioned himself an abomination before the eyes of the Lord. I'm happy to serve as an instrument of divine justice.
Yeah, so I've reached this part that I alluded to at the beginning of the video. There was an entire saga where Adept engaged in a, how do I put this, in uploading explicit content from a 17-year-old's, explicit content, let's just say. He fiercely denies this accusation, claiming that there's not enough evidence to back it up, but unfortunately for him, there's quite a bit to shoot that down. Now, this information all came from this guy, Renegade, who admittedly is not the brightest tool in the shed. Now, the main reason as to why he's a part of this story at all is because he engaged in shenanigans with people associated with Adept, which very quickly spiraled out of control. Renegade shared images and videos of himself at the age of 17, and those images/videos were leaked to his embarrassment. Now, regardless of the choices that he made, those images and videos are 100% CP. They are sexual acts that a minor is enacting upon themselves, clear as day. I think anybody can agree that you shouldn't share or engage with this kind of content because that is disgusting. It doesn't matter if the person who produced those images did something stupid, they were 17, it doesn't matter. However, in Adept's case, he thinks it's perfectly okay to share CP on YouTube because it doesn't fit his definition and he's totes innocent. The problem is that he attempted to use it as blackmail in a group chat because it was uploaded onto one of his channels. In the group chat, he attempts to hold the videos containing the CP over Renegade's head.
Long as it's kept civil, I don't care. I'm not here to hurt you. Dad, bullshit. I honestly never wanted to, bro. Bullshit. Like I said, I'm willing to take down my videos if you stop accusing me of shit I did not do to you. Bullshit. Being revenge porn, harassment, and doxing. Those videos disappear the minute you agree to that. Bullshit.
Why? Because Renegade rightfully accused him of engaging in revenge porn. Now, to use his own words to show that I'm not taking this out of context, here's how Adept describes some of the material in question.
This shit brought me to gambling. And I hate Sarah for it. In the screenshot, you had some kind of toy between your between your legs. No nudity was shown in my opinion, and it was just a still frame of you sitting on the dildo. I don't believe that counts as me engaging in sharing CP, but regardless, it was mean-spirited and humiliating to share that around. I am willing to admit that much.
Because you see, guys, as long as there's no genitalia in the image of the 17-year-old performing a sexual act on themselves, it's fine. You can try and move the goalpost and say it was mean-spirited, but that's just disgusting. The fact that he's trying to play semantics is absolutely wild. To make it even worse, it's pointed out by Renegade that the image in question is from a full video, which means that Adept took a screenshot from said video and put it on his channel in full display as a means to get back at Renegade. Why? Oh, it's because he got criticized for, posting revenge porn, which is exactly what he's doing. Or a better correction, it's what he's been doing for literal years now, so it's nothing new.
Well, this is not entirely accurate. You shared those images yourself, publicly. Whether or not you were a minor, if I reshare them, then that's not my issue. What the fuck?
As long as I'm not the person who made it, it's okay for me to reshare it or react to it as much as I want, you know? I mean, that's a classic Plague Moth defense.
There's nothing worse than being a grown man who lives off of his mama. I don't care what you or Serafina or anyone says I did. There is nothing worse than that, dude. There is nothing more dishonorable.
Give it a pause. Oh, man. I could have, sent revenge porn of a minor or something, and I'd still be a better person than you because I pay taxes and have a job.
Yes, you heard it, folks. If he shares CP on his channel that was posted publicly by somebody else, it's perfectly okay. Not his fault. The person who made those images is at fault. Totally not his issue if it's on his own channel, being uploaded from his computer, being in possession of that material. Yeah, it's not Adept's fault whatsoever for having that material on his computer. Speaking of his Lord Cancerous channel, he would engage in a full-on meltdown that he ended up deleting.
Since people don't want to watch my video, 1. I did not share Renegade Sniper's nudes around. 2. None of Okami Puzzle's friends shared his nudes around. 3. None of us have his nudes to begin with. Why the fuck am I reading this? 4. His nudes were not shared. 5. Making fun of him being a crossdresser is not wrong or illegal. 6. If Renegade wants to claim we engaged in sharing revenge porn, and CP show proof of it. I'm not going to tolerate people telling me I did something I didn't fucking do in the comment section of a video where I proved myself innocent. If you people think I or anyone else shared this dude's stuff around, show evidence or shut the fuck up. Renegade is sitting around in his mom's house crying about us doing something to him that we didn't do. Show evidence I did it or shut the fuck up. Period. I'm not talking about this crap anymore until he can come up with proof that I did something I didn't do. And if you comment on my channel saying I did something to this man without hearing what I had to say, you're getting blocked. Hey Renegade Sniper, even if this works and the video gets taken down, I'll just repost it elsewhere. You shared this photo publicly yourself, and from what I've heard, you even made public porn videos where you took a fake. Yeah, I get that you want to maintain this macho conservative look, but you've been falsely accusing me and many other friends of Okami Puzzle of spreading your private nudes around when we haven't. The picture shown in my video isn't considered nude, as much as it is nasty. I tried adding you on Discord and talking to you like a man about why you were accusing me of revenge porn when I don't even know you, despite briefly talking to you in VCs over a year ago, and you immediately added then blocked me before I could say anything. You're a complete coward, and until you agree to talk to me and quit falsely accusing me, this won't end. I put up with way too much chronically online behavior from others as it is.
And in the event that you do question anything that he has to say, he will once again deflect and blame Renegade for everything.
Also, for the record, for those idiots that archive everything to do with me, my friend Okami Puzzle had some sort of sexual friendship with Renegade Sniper while he was in a relationship with someone else. And that someone else caught Okami cheating on them. So they decided to leak Renegade's embarrassing photos/videos. I was not responsible, and neither was anyone else, and Renegade refuses to go after the person responsible for it. Oh, boo-hoo. Internet stranger thinks I'm a horrible person. I'm not shifting blame. I literally don't even know this person, and he's accusing me of sharing his nudes with people. Nudes that I don't even have access to, and nudes that he's posted publicly before. He also demanded that Fish Dish, another person he falsely accused, send him nudes of her own in order for him to forgive her for what she didn't even do. He's the horrible person if you ask me.
Yeah, like I stated before, Adept tried to delete these posts, but not before Renegade saved and archived all of them, which was a pretty nice save, I think. Because to reiterate, Kyle Caroza over here likes to delete a lot of evidence in hopes of, you not seeing it because he knows that he might have fucked up by doing it. It's almost like he, acknowledges the people that, are constantly archiving the material. Also, by the way, it's not even me doing it like 99% of the time. It's just other people sending me the stupid shit that you say on a regular basis and me just sitting there observing because I'm not going to sit here 24/7 on my computer. It's not like I've been dedicating most of my time in the past 2 years to, life shit or, moving or, having a new job, anything that's actually important. Now, on to other stuff. In the same group chat stated before, Adept accuses Renegade of colluding with me because, he's a little paranoid bitch baby and, nobody's allowed to talk to me, I guess. Now, prior to late January 2026, I've never even heard of this guy. Renegade posted evidence showing that we've never interacted with each other, and I can just share my screen to prove it either way, so, it doesn't really matter. I've never interacted with this guy until late January 2026, never even knew that he existed. However, to the contrary, Adept once again uses fake screenshots of a totally real conversation Renegade and I had. Yeah, you guys totally can't see the fact that the text is so fucking deep fried to hell that every single edge reeks of spacing errors. Oh, but don't worry, I'm sure CP Enthusiast over here could try and fake more conversations to try and convince you otherwise. It's also very important to point out the consistent connection of behavior to what is going on currently early this year to what he was doing 3 years ago. He's engaging in revenge porn, just like how he was doing 3 years ago. He tries to pass off his behavior as, just a little mean, guys. I was just mad. I only uploaded your CP to my channel. Yeah, I was just a little mad. Oh, look, he was doing that just a couple of years ago.
The first thing Seraphina shows to prove that I was undoubtedly involved in a plethora of these activities was a screenshot of a Discord message I wrote detailing in great length about how I was quote-unquote involved in everything. This was sent after one of those many breakups. There's even messages I have of the actual guilty party telling me it was stupid to say this since I had nothing to do with it. I said it because I wanted to hurt Zhavia, given that we had just broken up. I mean, it's pretty psychotic sounding, but it's just a bunch of bullshit I came up with on the spot to upset her. None of this is actually true.
He tries to gaslight the person that he's fucking with, exactly like 3 years ago. And of course starts to act like a giant vagina when people don't want to talk to him. Oh boy, just like 3 years ago.
But I can tell you the truth in that I never stopped loving you. I'm not going to hold you hostage in something you don't want a part of, but the least you can do is help me understand why. Don't listen to your stupid fucking friends, or the toxic group that you can't seem to stay away from, who are going to tell you you're in the right. You even admitted that these people are never going to be neutral or tell you when you're wrong. Listen to yourself. You are the most unbiased person of all in this. And ask yourself, if this is what you truly want. Personally, I don't even know what I want anymore, or if I ever want to know. But, if you really, truly want to end things the right way, you know how to contact me. It's only fair that we both get some closure to this. Because, if we don't, you and I both know this will never stop eating our brains alive. It's your call. I'm going to be alright either way.
However, there is another side to the coin here. I have to address something important here because it is not as clear as it looks. Renegade is also being accused of engaging in freak behavior, basically just calling him a pedophile.
I just wanted to talk about this because also they're still calling me Neff, even though I explained to them that a pedophile gave me that fucking name. A former pedophile friend of mine, when I found out he was a pedophile, I stopped fucking with him, gave me that fucking name. So y'all still want to call me the name a pedophile gave me? Makes sense considering y'all want to protect a pedophile. Y'all know what pedophile I'm talking about.
My goal here, of course, just like mentioned before with others, I am not here to defend somebody if they have done something wrong. My purpose here is to share information that I have received from other parties, regardless if the party itself is questionable or not. At the end of the day, from what I am showing here, that information is all that matters. Because, of course, I know where this is going, because I may have used information that came from somebody who did really bad shit. That also means that the information that I use is immediately discredited, but that's not how this works. I'm going to draw a comparison here with another situation that many of you are probably familiar with, and that is the Kero the Wolf saga that happened years ago. In Kero's response video to, everybody calling him a zoophile because he was a zoophile, he mentioned this.
Secondly, I want to point out the legitimacy of the person who posted the logs. This user claims to be an actual confessed zoophile, and the logs contain images of bestiality. How does that make him a legitimate source if he himself is one of those people that abuses animals?
The information against him was primarily sourced from somebody's account who, did not do very good things, obviously. Kero's immediate response was to say that, well, of course it came from somebody bad, so therefore the information is immediately discredited. But again, that's not how this works.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
To conclude that point, if Renegade is found out to be guilty of the same shit, don't care. I'm not here to defend him. He can defend himself. The information that he provided to people is verified. He shared his screen. These are conversations that actually happen. Just because Renegade engaged in bad behavior doesn't magically absolve you of the shit that you did. The fact that this is even a possibility of a rebuttal that is being brought up is pretty fucking embarrassing.
All right, so let me explain something to you one more time, man. So, Okami's ex, whatever his fucking name was, leaked the DMs. He got into Okami's account, screenshotted it, sent it to everybody. He sent it to me. He sent it to, I guess, Zoye. I don't know if he sent it to Zoye. Sent it to Fish This, sent it to pretty much everybody Okami talked to, right? We all started posting the damn messages in the damn group chat we had together, laughing at it. We're mostly making fun of Isaiah, not you. And Mika was sending it to everybody too, dude. And we didn't send it to anyone outside the group. It was just kept between us, who it was already leaked to. So it wasn't really revenge porn anyways, or whatever you want to call it, because there was a video and a screenshot. It was just kept between us, right? So they turn around and trying to tell you, they're just trying to play the blame game, man. That we all were laughing at those fucking DMs, but we didn't share your shit around. Okay, we didn't go post your shit onto Facebook or Twitter. Now, when I tried to talk to you a month or so ago, and you said, "What the fuck do you want from me?" and blocked me, I got mad, and that recording that Mika's talking about right there, I still have that recording, so I posted it onto fucking YouTube. Should I have not done that? Maybe. Like, that's probably the only thing you got me on, but other than that, I haven't done anything wrong to you. Okay, and I got, like you said, you did stuff when you got mad. I did stuff when I got mad. Because you didn't want to talk to me, but you were falsely accusing me of revenge porn. Because at that time, I had not showed anybody those DMs aside from those who it was already leaked to. Okay? You can be upset that we were making fun of you all you want, but I wasn't fucking doing anything to you, bro. And that's just facts, man.
Oh, yep, there you see, I was just mad, guys. I was just mad. I don't know how many times he's going to use that fucking excuse, but there it is again. It's almost like he acknowledges that he absolutely fucked up the situation here and absolutely screwed himself. Wow, a running theme of behavior, what a shocker. And yes, Renegade forwarded this message to me that was sent to him, so if you're wondering where that came from, there you go. But don't worry, he said he was sorry in the end, so, it's okay.
But I'm not done yet!
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not done yet with this section, because I'm going to throw in something to coincide with the point that I just made. Later on in the timeline here, I saw this message of him defending himself in regards to the things that he's being accused of, and I'll just let it speak for itself.
Everyone. If anyone has received any kind of messages about sexual stuff, requests for nudes, or any other sexual content by this account, let me know. A friend of mine, or at least somebody I used to call a friend, had borrowed my account with permission from me, Matthias? I don't know. To message one of his friends. As his mom made him delete Discord till he's 18. He's 17 now. But earlier today, one of my Discord friend's mothers... oh my god, the fucking grammars. I'm gonna kill myself. One of my Discord friend's mother DMs me using her daughter's account and telling me to stop asking her daughter for sexual pictures and stuff. I was confused when I saw this and decided to read up in the DM. Turns out this disgusting cunt has been using my account to ask for nudes and other sexual content from other age girls for months. I let him use my Discord account to help him stay in contact with his friends, but he made a promise to me to never message anyone else or add anyone else, let alone ask them for fucking nudes. But as you can probably guess, he shat on that promise. I'm so sorry for any pain or discomfort this situation has caused anyone. I've made sure that he is locked out of this Discord account and he will no longer be bothering you. I'm so sorry about all this. I wish I had realized sooner, and I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me for letting this mega cunt be a bother to you for so long. I swear I did not know until today, and for that I am deeply sorry. I am ashamed of I hate the structure of the sentence. I am ashamed of having called that lying, backstabbing, pedophile cunt my friend. If there is a hell, I will personally be dragging that bastard down with me, because we will both be going there, for very different reasons. I don't know about that, buddy. But I will definitely be dragging his ass down there. I promise you that. I had to get this shit off my chest. Thumbs up emoji.
Now, he did show me said messages with the 12-year-old and the mother that would respond to him, and, you can decide for yourself on what you think about all of that. Yeah, having the 12-year-old friend at the very beginning probably wouldn't have been a great idea. Why the fuck are all of you like this?
When our Lord entered the temple and found it polluted by money changers and beasts, did he ask them to leave? Did he cry? Did he simply walk away?
This part of the anime is, it gets pretty weird. Some of you might remember the video I posted about the settlement that was made in regards to the, your boyfriend shit. I'm not going to sit here and explain it. Now, Adept decided to raid that video with a bunch of alt accounts. Yeah, I just kind of sat there and watched it happen and, removed the alt accounts, especially because I didn't want an important video like this to be filled with spam, so, I'm going to remove them. Although I didn't remove one specifically. Instead, I chose to respond to it and made fun of him because, what else am I going to do? It's all he's worth. Yeah, so I pointed out the whole recording himself playing GTA and threatening me thing, and then he chose to make a ballsy response, calling me obsessed. The one who's recording himself constantly, talking about me. I'm the one that's obsessed, apparently. And then, saying that Zhavia and I are harassing him nonstop and sending pizzas to his doorstep, which we're not because we don't really give a shit. We don't care that much. Also, by the way, what an interesting choice of video to raid. The video talking about the person who was sexually assaulted in front of family children. That's quite the video to pick to raid, buddy. Anyways, this YouTube comments raid would then translate into a conversation because he all of a sudden decided to send a request to me on Discord, which I accepted because, again, I didn't care at this point. Let's jump to a conversation that we had just around the beginning of last year, roughly last year. Just out of nowhere, he sends me a request to try and say I was sending pizzas to him, which I didn't. You see, I wouldn't pizza bomb anyone, not because I think it's wrong, or a form of harassment even that I wouldn't engage in. The reason why is because it's a waste of perfectly good pizza. I fucking hate wasting food, by the way. I just can't do it on principle regardless regardless if I hate somebody or not. It's not going to happen. He then tried to say that I posted his zip code on my YouTube community tab and used a very fake screenshot to try and gaslight me into admitting to it, which, yeah, that didn't work. Unsurprisingly, if I posted someone's zip code onto my channel, let's just say that I did, it wouldn't be a depth that I'd have to be worried about, really. All of the people who are close to me, who would have 100% noticed that I, all of a sudden, uploaded a random zip code that had a decent amount of likes for no apparent reason, yeah, those people would be the problem. Absolutely no word of this was said to me at all by anybody, except for him, because again, he tries to use fake evidence to gaslight people. Wow, it's almost like he's done this before, huh? You know, yeah, what a shocker. Now, my favorite part of this conversation is the part where he tried to say that I swatted him, and totally, he absolutely, guys, trust him. He has the 911 recording of me calling the cops on him, you know, with me somehow not getting arrested, you know, with having a 911 recording of me making a fake SWAT call, and I never got in trouble for it. And he somehow, you know, acquired the 911 recording of me doing it, I guess. Now, he claimed that he was going to send it over to me. And yeah, he never did. Instead, the very next day that I thought he was going to send it over to me, yeah, he instead posted a shitty rap music or whatever it was because his taste in music is shit. Yeah, he didn't actually give me, you know, what he claimed to have, probably because he AI generated it, and he is known for using AI in the content that he makes. Now, of course, when he didn't give me the evidence that he claimed to have, he just completely bitched out and unadded me for some reason. I just thought that was really funny. But yeah, unsurprisingly, a giant pussy. I'd really like to hear the quality of my AI-generated voice making a 911 SWAT call to somebody. I'm really interested in hearing it. Also, it's worth noting that people in the past who have re-uploaded his rants towards himself that he, you know, hides links over, for some reason, those were mysteriously taken down by somebody that was more than likely him. Yeah, so an interesting thing of people making fun of you, and then you try to use the copyright system to take it down, because you don't like it when people make fun of you. That's interesting. Yeah, quite the tough guy attitude, but you're gonna take videos down when, when people are fucking laughing at you.
No. He drove them out. It is one thing to forgive a slap across my cheek.
Oh look, another crazy rambling to himself that he uploaded. Oh boy. Yeah, definitely not crazy, guys. He's not crazy, I swear.
I think you're very aware that I'm aware. I think you know that you're making moves again.
Oh yes.
Your next target on your channel?
Oh yes.
Swinging back on to old database, for old time's sake. Well, I want to bring you a dose of reality with this video, just so you know where you stand at before you post that video. Okay? This was the month you made your first video on me. I responded to you, and this is what happened.
I mean, okay, and I care why. Apparently I care so much about having subscribers, I guess. This is supposed to be very devastating to me, I suppose.
Now, I'm not going to take full credit for this, as the drama with the Senate and Lio happened, but I'm going to take partial credit for it, because you completely fell the fuck off, bro. You completely became irrelevant.
Was I ever really relevant? I don't recall ever being relevant at all. Apparently my goal was to be as relevant as possible. I mean, in hindsight, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't really want to be. Everything about this hinges on the fact that if, you know, I cared enough about YouTube to actually have it as a job, which, yeah, no, absolutely not. I don't think I have the capacity to just sit there and make videos constantly, because even when I was making videos more often, like let's say, I don't know, when I first started making the videos on the whole entire, like, your boyfriend situation, I guess I'm pretty sure a lot of you know about that, I wasn't really posting all that often either. I don't understand what the point here is. Like, it's supposed to be more of like oh, I'm hurting your ego by pointing out how you lost subscribers at that time, but I don't really care. Like, I don't see why I should.
Your latest video got 500 views, less than that, and you have 16,000 subscribers. You think you can do some kind of damage to me, let alone anybody?
Now, this is not going to be as much of a brag in this particular case, but since I mentioned the your boyfriend stuff, I actually did do a lot of damage to Fubu publicly. She lost patrons over the entire series. She lost a lot of confidence from people. She even tried to threaten me with lawyers over that series. I don't know why you're... Like, what are you talking about?
Unless you go back to one of them old fucking dramas you've been covering forever, like me or your boyfriend or whatever the fuck it is you cover, you ain't gonna get anything. That's why you also went back to messing with fucking Bloodlord. And I know what you did to him too, by the way. It's, you know, it's not fucking hard to talk to people and figure out stuff.
Yes, I should be cordial with the guy who excused posting CP. We're having a running theme here, by the way.
I just wanted to give you a dose of reality and also let you know that you said I lied and manipulated everybody. And my response to you, that was 2 years ago. You made a response to me at that same time 2 years ago, and you never released it. You made a full fucking video that you didn't release. If it were a simple case of me being wrong and you being right, and you already made a video proving so, per your own words, it should have been very simple for you to upload it.
Absolutely, I actually did make a video that I never released, because I didn't care to post it. I didn't give a damn. For the record, a lot of the information that I received for this video was actually sent to me by other people. Like, I cannot sit here and psychoanalyze Adept every single day of my life, because I would just go insane, just like him.
I'm not insane, I'm fucking tired.
Yeah, again, this is just projection. Like, it is, he is doing the same thing that he has always done. It is projecting how he is onto other people.
Oh, and another thing, I know all those people that refuse to acknowledge me on this channel are going to be flocking to your comment section whenever you do make it. Furthermore, this desperation that you and Zhavia have exuded for 2 years of archiving every little fucking thing and then calling me obsessed with you guys is also fucking bonkers. Because I'm not the one with a 200 fucking page archive about you. 200 fucking pages, homie.
Again, I'm not the one constantly posting recordings of myself ranting to the microphone. I'm not sitting here for hours playing GTA 5 or whatever and rambling to himself in such an insane monologue way. If I was truly obsessed with you, we would be, well, probably still going back and forth to this day with constant videos being slung at each other. And speaking of Zhavia at this point, I have barely said anything to them, like, at all. Our conversations with each other have been very sparse since then. The last time that we really conversed about all of this into detail was, well, 2 years ago. Since then, I've just kind of fucked off for the most part. Yeah, I posted a video here and there, and kind of just felt like doing it. I don't know why this is a big deal. I like how it's becoming a cardinal sin to, you know, back away from posting content on YouTube because I have just better things to do in my life. Apparently that's a bad thing.
Not to mention the desperate attempts at getting Renegade Snipers fucking help, Theo Matt's help, Dead Meme Frog's help, Wacky TV's help. Many fucking people who comment or run to you or say things to you about what I might or might not have fucking done to them. It does not matter. If it's bad and it's being said about me, you want to hear all about it.
I'm assuming the Matt person you're referring to is the gaming guy. I mean, I spoke to him for like a moment and then I couldn't really understand anything that he said. So, yeah, I just kind of stopped talking to him. In terms of Wacky, I asked him basically one question that I really needed answered in regards to a raid that you referenced in your previous video, and that was it. And in terms of Meme Frog, yeah, I haven't said anything to the guy. I've never spoken a word to him. But you see, guys, anything against me is a massive conspiracy. Like, everybody is colluding against me. I'm not going fucking crazy. You are. I'm not the one uploading constant videos of myself ranting to the microphone. Nah, never. No. Adept would never do that. He's never actually oh.
You are fucking desperate because you've been fighting a losing battle from the start. You underestimated what you were going after.
You underestimate my power. Holy shit. He's actually pulling the Anakin, you underestimate my power shit here. I'm not... I'm...
I want you to look at this and remember this, because this is what your channel is, and it is only on a steady decline. You're a fucking nobody, four-eyed, skinny fucking white boy from Missouri, and you think you have some kind of stopping power on here.
Is somebody gonna tell him that I'm actually from Kansas and not Missouri? Okay, fuck it, whatever. Yeah, this is the second time now that somebody's called me white. Yeah, my skin has just turned white now. Apparently. Yeah, most of you know that I'm not actually white, by the way. I'm also not skinny, by the way. I'm actually pretty average. Realistically speaking, I can't, quote, stop anybody. I just talk about shit. My intentions may have been different from the beginning when I first started making content, but at this point, especially in the past 2 years, yeah, I can't really do anything, really. All I can do is talk about stuff and make people aware of information that I'm aware of. It's basically all I can do, and that's all I'll probably ever do. The most I've ever done to somebody have been these two particular cases where I did do a lot of public damage to somebody, but that wasn't to elevate myself, and I can definitely tell you it was not, because I didn't monetize these videos. I could have made a decent chunk of change from talking about the Your Boyfriend saga, but I chose not to because I didn't want to exploit it for financial gain. Yeah, I got a bunch of subscribers from it. Yeah, I got a bunch of views from it, but that's not what I cared about. If people were made aware of that situation, that's about as good as I wanted it to be, because regardless of what happened, even if I don't know, for some reason got like 2 million views on those particular videos, I still wouldn't quit my job. Like, I'm not going to quit my job to do commentary shit on YouTube. That is probably one of the worst things that I could do, or anybody could do.
So you know what I'm going to tell you? Well, you saw my shit post I made today. That's all I got to say to you. Go ahead, do it. Make your fucking video, whatever fucking video you're recreating or rehashing the other one you already made. Go ahead and upload it. It's gonna be the last thing you fucking upload.
Huh? Yeah, it'll be the last thing that you upload. Yeah, the casual threats never get old. Oh boy, yet another thing I didn't really expect to talk about that only elongates this video. So near the process of the end, I guess, of making this video, I had yet another person approach me. This time, a guy by the name of Topher. Now, Topher is not somebody who really knew Neff all that much, but was aware of his existence due to being around people who did know him at the time. Which means that we are going all the way back to 2017 to 2018. Yeah, we're going back that far. Now, normally I wouldn't go back this far to point out somebody's history, just to, you know, I don't know, poke fun. It doesn't really feel like there's much of a point in doing that, but there is a point to be made here, and that is connecting the dots. You see, when he was 17 to 18, little old Neff over here was doing the same shit. However, at this point in the timeline, he was going by Alex Almighty, and he was regularly interacting on the, what the fuck was this? 3DS Plaza? This is the origin story, fucking 3DS Plaza. Okay, apparently he had a bit of a scuffle with people that he knew from 3DS Plaza, or at least I'm assuming that they were related to 3DS Plaza. The aforementioned Topher was a witness to a lot of the things that were going on at the time, and of course was generous enough to save a lot of the material that was going on at the time as well. Now, initially Neff accused Topher of being a person named Rob, and then a person named Artichoking, who I'm not really familiar with. Topher seems to be semi-familiar with those people, but no, Topher is neither of these people. Rob and Artichoking are just two completely different people. We're not going to talk about them. It is a waste of time. Topher, with this information in hand, decided to just give it to me, because why the hell not? The point that's going to be made in this section is that the pattern of behavior seems to have begun here. Now, Neff would get into a drama at the time involving a number of people that apparently he lost friends over because he was actively harassing a 16-year-old. Now, normally we wouldn't care too much about this sort of thing 8 years in the future, but when you do the same shit that you're doing as a teenager 8 years in the future, the conversation begins to be a little bit different. Now, I'm going to show one particular video right now where he made a response at the time to people accusing him of shit, where he decides to deflect to the minor at the time lying about her age.
What's going on, everybody? Alex Almighty here. I have recently been having some issues with because she and I admittedly had a very messy public breakup, and amongst the huge fire of drama that it caused, it ended up making a lot of my friends turn on me. Some of them really didn't care, but I lost some really important friends. However, it's my fault, and I can live without them anyways. But today's rant video is about one man in particular, and the way he white knights every single living thing I do on the internet, and tries to call me out on every bit he can, is none other than Artichicking. I've made several diss tracks on him back in February when he and I had beef then, and now he's obviously going to take advantage over the situation between me and C to try and make me out to be an asshole. Well, there's a few things he didn't even bother to do that made him wrong. To start things off, at first Artichicking kept saying that me wanting to explain my side of the story was making up excuses. What this dumbfuck doesn't realize is that I don't have any excuse for what I said to me. What I said was hurtful and uncalled for, but as a maturing person still, all I can do is move on. But you said that me explaining my side of the story is just making up excuses. How retarded can you be? This alone proves you to be biased against me and only care to hear my point of view because she's a sweet little girl who got her feelings hurt. If you are going to try and play hero here, at least hear both my side of the story and her side of the story. If after hearing both of our sides, and you still feel that I am wrong, then I won't even be upset. But I believe both me and C were wrong. Neither of us are the victim or in the right here. The next thing I need to bring up is the thing about me being 18 years old and talking dirty with a 16-year-old. C and I got together in 2017. She told me and literally the entire internet that she was 18. Then after a few months of lying to my face, she brought up the truth that she was only 15 and almost 16. And at the time, I was only 17 as well. So we were both minors when we begun dating, and we had sexual conversations and did sexual things to each other way before my 18th birthday. And even after my 18th birthday, she herself told me that the age of consent in California is 16. You recently corrected this and said it is 18. Still, I have viable reason to prove you can't just shove a cock up my ass for fucking a 16-year-old.
Bitch, what? Wait a minute, that text-to-speech, it sounds oddly familiar, doesn't it? Yeah, when I said we were connecting the dots, we are connecting all the fucking dots right now. And what could he have possibly done to make people pissed off at him at the time? Well, how about threatening to share the child's nudes, because of course he did.
As soon as I find that ugly-ass nude you sent in October, you're finished. Gonna flood Plaza with it.
He also thought it was a wonderful idea at the time to make a diss track on this particular kid, and the language that he used was very, very interesting.
DOT, bitch, I'm through with your ass cause you fiending for some meat. You played with my feelings, now you playing with the heat, bitch. THOTTIE. You sucking on some dick while you lying through your teeth. Bitch, I'm through with your ass cause you fiending for some meat. You playing with my feelings, now you playing with the heat. You a little hoe, I'ma tell the world about you. When I wasn't there, bending over on the couch to hopping to and from a dick. And you know that's not the rules. If you get a condom, you be begging for a 3 or 2. How the fuck you gonna let a couple dudes stick you down? Then you say you never had sex, bitch, you are a clown.
Now, of course, he tries to act like this is not a big deal whatsoever. I mean, who cares? Who cares that he's doing this, right? Everybody was doing it at the time.
I just want to know. Also, I made a diss track at the 16-year-old girl afterwards. I made a lot of fucking diss tracks. I was fucking 17 myself. It was the fucking Jake Paul Rice Scum era of YouTube, man. Everybody was doing diss tracks. I mean, I'll admit it was cringy. Like, post it. Drop it. Re-upload it. You have my permission. I'm not going to copyright you. I have all of it archived. I'm not going to copyright you. Post it. All you're going to do is make people point and laugh. You're not going to prove anything. Oh, I made a diss track on my girlfriend who, even to this day, is still only a year and a half younger than me. She's 24 and a half right now, if I'm 26.
I mean, of course, guys, wasn't everybody at the time, you know, rapping about how 16-year-olds were getting fucked and how you were harassing the person and threatening to share her nudes. I mean, that was very normal at the time for people to do. About as normal as his history as a kid, because apparently in these DMs, he actually claimed to have been locked up for a year.
A GED is something that you can take if you miss the opportunity to get a diploma in high school, to have just as much certification as one who did get a diploma. But in my case, I got it when I was a young minor, because I got locked up for a year. He, however, thinks it's something that shows you didn't graduate. XD. Well, you didn't. You got a GED. Those are two different things. You know, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a little like, technically, but yeah, they are different things. Sorry, bitch. Oh, you've been to jail? As a minor.
Now, of course, he could just be lying about this, but honestly, I'm leaning on this probably being real because of the context of the conversation itself. I don't know why he would lie about this at the time. Now, implying that it is real, I would not be shocked.
She was my girlfriend. Of course we can get intimate. She's 16? What? No! No, you can't! That's what I'm saying, bitch! What the fuck? What are you going to do? Well, I did, so... There he is, officer! I'm definitely making a rant video. I can't sit here and argue back and forth with you anymore, as it's a waste of time. You can no longer send direct messages to this person.
Now, my favorite thing I want to talk about here, though, is the apology video he made around the time that the climax was happening. And the choice of language you're going to hear here is just the same consistent stuff we've been talking about this entire video.
This really needs to be said. My name is Alex Almighty. It's my online alias. Others call me Austin. I am an 18-year-old up-and-coming, rapper. I work with computers. I like helping people. What I did over the past month, and somewhat throughout 2017, since April, I'm so shooken up at my actions, at my own remorse. I felt remorse, but not like this. I thought about making this video and thought against it. I'm like, I'm not gonna make it. His friends are gonna attack me and say, we don't think you're sorry. And, this isn't a video trying to justify what I did. This is a video of me saying, I know I fucked up. And I know I've lost a lot of my friends. And potentially a stable friendship with one of probably the best friends I've ever met. And I potentially lost the best girl in the world. I should never have done the things that I've done to you and used what you trusted me with against you. That is not what a fucking boyfriend does. And I'm so fucking ashamed of myself.
I'm sorry, guys. I lost all my friends. I fucked up. I will never do this again. I was being stupid. And then look what happened 8 years later. Now, in light of Topher's public comments on my video against him that I made 2 years ago, he got a little mad that people were bringing up more of his old stuff against him. Let's hear what he has to say.
It's been like, what? A week since I uploaded. I don't know, maybe it's because I have a life. I don't know. Maybe that's why. Or, maybe I have this thing called a job.
I mean, it's hard to believe that you have much of a life at all, considering, well, the last 10 years. But please do go off.
Maybe I have this thing called a job. More specifically, a business. I don't know. I did spend the last like 7 days working, or 6 days really, because today is Friday. I didn't work last Friday, so I worked for like 6 days straight. Made $2,100. You know, that's a normal 5-6 day week for me. So, and by the way, that was only 4 detail jobs. In reality, I only spent about 20 hours of my time actually working, and I made over $2,000. Yeah, it's hard not to brag when you're doing that well in life, but you know, also got to stay humble sometimes.
Why do we need to know this? Why you're giving way too much information about yourself? Why does anybody need to know how much money you make?
Anyways, while I was busy doing adult things and living my life outside the internet, like I told you I do.
I mean, yeah, you have to live a little bit of life outside of the, you know, the CP you like sharing on the internet, yes. Somebody's a little bit irritated.
I'm aware that certain individuals spent their week on the internet talking about Alex Almighty, the wannabe gangsta southern white boy rapper who was 17 years old when he used to make diss tracks on people. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you weren't 17. You were 18 when you posted a bunch of these videos. You were not 17. That is just a fucking lie. That is a provable lie.
Others call me Austin. I am an 18-year-old up-and-coming, rapper.
Trust me, people have told me, I don't really care if you this is my response to all of that, okay? And this is the only response you'll get.
See, guys, I don't care, right? I really don't care, guys, but I'm going to post a video about how much I care.
If you have to go that far back into the past to try to get an own on somebody, you lost before you even started. You lost. If you want, though, when I was in elementary school, I dated a girl named Georgia, and I pushed her down on the playground because she said that I was picking my nose and she didn't want to be my girlfriend anymore. Now, granted, we were like 5 and 6 years old, but if you want her information, I'm sure she'll be glad to give you a testimony too. Since we're going that goddamn far back into the past, you might as well go back just a little bit farther. Ain't gonna hurt, right? Anyways,
Now, don't get me wrong, he is right to the extent that if you go back very far into somebody's past just to find something on them, just to show everybody, hey, look at what this guy did in the past, I mean, yeah, I think that's pretty stupid, but the point of showing the past information from 9 to 10 years ago here right now is to show a connectivity of behavior over the course of those 10 years. You have a consistent pattern of behavior over the course of 10 years. There is a point to be proven that you've never changed, that your attitude towards the internet has never changed, that your attitude towards other people has never changed. The fact that you continue to share CP revenge porn has never changed. And the fact that you continue to try and make videos to this day, 9 years later, yeah, you have not changed.
I'm too grown up for this. You guys, you 30, 40-year-old adults who sit on here and participate in, I'm emotionally invested and interested in all this internet discourse. This call, that call. You know, you guys want to do all that. Y'all do that. Just leave me the fuck alone, man.
Yeah, you 30 to 40-year-olds living your lives. I'm here sharing CP.
I wanted to just show something real quick and kind of be done with it. Because one thing that happens a lot of people villainize me. They say that I'm the worst guy on the internet. I'm the worst guy that they've ever talked about.
I mean, you aren't the worst person that even I've talked about. That would go pretty far, I think, personally. Now, as for other people, the people that have approached me continuously about you, that dozen or so people, yeah, I mean, maybe on their end, maybe that's true. But for me, no, absolutely not. You are not the worst.
But everybody's got to talk about Austin allegedly doing it. Allegedly now. Because you don't know if I did it or not. But you want to talk about me allegedly doing it, and the reason, you won't admit this, but the reason why is because you fucking hate me. And there's this thing called confirmation bias. Yeah, some of you like to pretend that doesn't exist, but it does, especially here. A guy you hate gets accused of something, you're going to do everything in your power to make yourself believe that it's true. Okay, it's just normal. It's human nature. I get it. I can't fault you for being like that. What I can fault you for is being a community full of people who says let's listen to both sides. Because when the other side gets thrown out there, oh, but I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. The weather's nice today. You know, you don't want to fucking hear it. Anyways, I'm tired of people talking about shit that, you know, I supposedly did and never talking about what actually happens to me.
Yes, that is what this video is for. It is crying bitter tears over him being the true victim and not anybody else. You know, not the people that he's continuously affected over the years, you know, not the same people that he's, doxed or, shared their CP or made schizo videos on. You know, that never happened, of course. He's just the victim all the time, always, all the time. Feel bad for him. Please feel bad for him.
A girl I've been seeing got this message last night, and you know it's not a fake message that I wrote her with a fake number or something, because it's an RCS message. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Okay? It's the same thing as iMessage on iPhone. Only real phone numbers can use iMessage. Alright? And this RCS message, this fucking phone number is like a 235 area code or some shit like that, which, I'm going to look that up right now, just to make sure I'm right. It is a area code for Eastern Missouri. Now, I'm genuinely not trying to insinuate the exact person that wrote this message. I'm not trying to say it's anybody. But I only know one person from Missouri who also knows my information and knows enough to be able to dox and find out the information of who I associate with. And it's just very fucking weird that, you know, you would say stuff like, I dox people and I dig into people's personal lives and I screenshot people's addresses and stuff. But look at this. Look at this behavior. I mean, this is one of your people if it isn't you. Okay?
Yeah, no, he is. He's absolutely trying to say that it was me who sent this text message, which I didn't. Because I don't even know who the fuck this is. I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. Who is this? Who's the person being messaged? Also, again, I am from Kansas. Holy fuck. Yeah, guys, it's your doing. You're the one actually doing everything. I'm totally not trying to play the mega victim here. I totally don't have a history of faking evidence and fabricating evidence and admitting later on that I actually just did everything myself anyways. No, I didn't. I'm still going to maintain my innocence. Also, by the way, I'm the victim, by the way, guys.
This is definitely in y'all's scope of, you know, behaviors. You guys do shit like this all the time. I've got a call of Lio calling Bloodlord's mom that he gave to me. Okay, so this is stuff that you do. You contact people's families and friends and stuff. And
yeah, if you notice consistently in the stuff that he brought up in his first video of contacting people's families or people within their lives, yeah, I never did that. That was Lio doing it. Not to blame Lio for literally everything that happened, but I'm not the one who did that. So don't care. Didn't ask.
For the record, I'm not dating this girl. I fucked her like 2 times. We're best friends. Like, we're good friends. Okay, we're really close. I'm not dating her. So, not only does she not have a reason to give a shit about whatever the fuck you've accused me of online, she's also not next in the line. Like, read this shit.
Why are you telling us this? Why the fuck are you telling us this?
You're false flagging all my channels to try to get me offline, which that's something else I didn't really want to talk about because it gives you confirmation that you're succeeding. But Renegade Sniper and all you guys are fucking false flagging my channels. But no one wants to talk about that either. But everyone wants to talk about Austin false flagging people 10 years ago. It's just, no one wants to talk about the stuff like this that happens to me, man.
I mean, from what I recall, yeah, Renegade was actually flagging your content. I don't do that because I actually don't like flagging people's content, even if I really don't like them. Now, granted, if the content is actually, like, you know, illegal, yeah, you should definitely report that. You know, kind of like the content that, you made a couple of years ago, yeah, that definitely should have been reported, and a lot of it was. But as of right now, no, I'm not going to go out of my way to report videos that people make on me, because newsflash, you actually can check somebody's history of flagging videos on YouTube. And of course, when you go to that report history, at least on my end, yeah, there's nothing. What point would there be in trying to delete, I don't know, let's say like your first video off the platform? Like what would I score? The video itself doesn't go away. It's still fresh in people's memory, relatively, I guess. Like, I don't understand. You can just re-upload it. What would be the point?
No one wants to talk about the fact that you guys are literally this. You know, this is counted as harassment, right? This right here, finding people's phone numbers and messaging them stupid shit, like this right here, dude. This is considered harassment under the law. You can't fucking do this shit, man. You can't sit here and message people that you don't know, that you got their number by nefarious means. You can't fucking do that. You cannot fucking do that, man. You can't harass people just because of their association with another individual, man.
Oh, that is harassment. Oh, you're right. That is harassment, isn't it? Yeah, that's yeah.
I just wanted to point this out, man. I thought it was like really fucking really fucking funny. Everyone wants to say Austin harasses people and has a history, but no one ever wants to talk about the shit that gets done to Austin, ever. No one ever wants to, you know, discuss any of that. Anyways, to that guy who wrote a book on Twitter and got all that support or whatever, you could stay mad at whatever you think I did to you 6, 8, 9 years ago. You're a weird person for even caring about me after that long, because we don't have anything to do with each other. And like I said at the start of this, if you have to dig that far back into the past, you lost before you started. Anyways, I'll catch y'all later, or maybe I won't. I don't care. I might go, you know, make a baby and have a family and not ever have anything to do with this. Here's something that you guys hate. I've demonstrated that I'm capable of not being on here. I'm just on here because I want to be. I could literally log off. This could be the last thing I post, and there's nothing y'all could do except sit on here and talk about the old legacy of Database Productions. That's all y'all could talk about. That's all y'all could sit around and talk about, the things that I might have done or might not have done. That's all y'all can fucking do, man. Y'all can sit on here and be little internet historians. I don't give a shit. What matters to me is making money and making sure my family's straight. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, I am the victim, guys. Feel bad for me. Just feel bad for me and nobody else. I am the true victim here. I've never done anything wrong. Yeah, I'm going to just repeat myself in circles if I keep going with this particular video that he made, but yes, that is just the point here. Everything that he has done with these videos and the ones that he made on me 2 years ago is just that. It is playing the victim for everything that he's done. It's why he gets really mad at literally anybody who brings up anything that he's done that I'm not aware of, because newsflash, a number of people besides, you know, Renegade and others that I mentioned in this video have come forward to me about things that he has done. And I am not going to talk about most of it, because if I did, I would probably be sitting here for what, like 10 plus hours talking about this, and I just don't have the time, nor the patience, nor the sanity in order to do that. Now, as for the harassment on his end, at this point, it's hard for me or anybody with a brain to give a shit. When you try to say shit like this online and try to excuse it, why should anybody care about you? This is excluding your entire 10-year history. It's just talking about this alone. Because as much as you talk a big game about not caring, you clearly do. You clearly want people to defend you. You want people to feel bad for you, but it's just not going to happen.
Yes. When I was a fucking teenager, I falsely copyright strike people on YouTube. I damn sure did. You damn right I did it. What now? I admitted to it. What now? What you gonna say next? You said I committed crimes and I false copyright strike people. Like, what else you gonna say? What else you gonna come up with? Okay, you, Spazio, Fat Cat, all your fucking friends from back then. No one but you and me knows what I'm talking about. You want to get involved with Seraphina? Go ahead. You're just going to get added to the fucking hit list. I mean, that's on you, buddy.
Now, mentioning all of this, I did learn of some rumors of a forest where various children have gone missing. I currently have no evidence of this, but sources tell me that Neff has been spotted within said forest. Thing is, I'm so busy with my current tasks, I can't really afford to look into this. Therefore, I have decided to ask Jase, yes, that Jase, to contact an old acquaintance from Top of the Barrel.
Hello, is this Detective Donut? Yes, we would like to request your help. We would like to hire you to locate a lost fucktard. Yes, please, thank you.
Now, of course, with Detective Donut on the case, we'll crack this case in no time. Here is a live footage from the ongoing investigation.
Hello there. My name's Topher. I knew Neff, or Austin, quite a long time ago. I wouldn't call our relationship a fruitful one, as unfortunately he was ousted from our friend group for grooming a child. Austin has uploaded a lot of very low quality videos in the past few weeks. In part my fault. And as someone who really cannot stand a poor effort, I'd love to give some analysis. We've got a new video here by the title of
My face when Kraken Serafina doxes me.
To be honest with you, this video fucking sucks. Sitting at an abhorrent 21 minutes, it's full of long breaks of silence, almost no actual video or evidence of any of the claims he makes beyond a single screenshot, and worst of all, constant microphone popping. For a man that claims to make 20 grand monthly, he has no fucking clue where to buy a pop filter. I find that part of the video most baffling. The Austin I knew only wanted to share his spit with 16-year-olds, not his massive audience of 25 people. Anyway, I've done the courtesy of editing down his pitiful excuse for content, and have decided I'd offer him some feedback.
Y'all watch me like a fucking hawk watching a mouse.
We're seconds into the video, and already we're hit with irony. Austin, I left 3 comments on a video about you from 2 years ago on a channel not owned by you, and in response, you released 2 videos about me within the span of hours. Videos where you didn't actually say anything about me other than that I'm obsessed. On both instances, you tagged me in the description trying to get my attention, practically begging me to respond to you. You even got your friends to insult me on my YouTube page, accusing me of being someone I'm not, and accusing me of being a pedophile. To set the record straight, Austin, I don't watch you like a hawk. I don't watch you at all. I don't think about you. You're not worth it. I haven't said anything about you in 8 years, and the second I did, you lost your shit. You sad, lonely, miserable excuse for a man.
It's just... how do you have that much time on your fucking hands?
I could ask you the same thing. You've released
6 videos
over the 10-minute mark in the last 3 weeks, 2 of which over half an hour long. I made 3 short comments and put out a single community post about you.
It's not like I'm doing anything fucking interesting.
I agree with you here, Austin. You aren't interesting at all. You're a dime a dozen, slovenly, wretched predator that feeds on misery. You're desperate to appear tough and intellectual, but you can't go 5 minutes without crying to your 25 subscribers about how hard your life is because internet strangers hate you. You offer absolutely nothing to the world beyond vitriol and malice, and it makes me genuinely happy to see how upset you are over someone remembering who you are and what you've done, you pig.
In fact, I'm proving you all wrong in most cases.
Austin, you released 2 40-minute videos accusing me of being someone I'm not. I wouldn't call throwing tantrums proof of anything, beyond proving how utterly pathetic you are, you sad little man-child.
So, something came to my attention.
So, now that he's finished whining about his stalkers, let's see what Epstein Almighty actually wants to talk about.
A certain individual was sharing around archived data about an arrest. For the record, the case that I was arrested for, dismissed, expunged, sealed. But the fact that you have to go on a third-party website to find it should kind of prove something to you.
I'd like to mention that record of your arrest is still publicly available in the Greenville Advocate. Since you say your own full legal name in this video, that means you've made that also public record. So, here's a QR code to a public article listing your arrest for cyberstalking.
There's been the argument made by this person sharing it around that they are not doxing me because that is considered legally public information.
So, the crux of this video, if the title of it wasn't obvious, is the claim that Serafina doxed him. It's a hefty accusation, not a criminal one. Like being intimate with a 16-year-old girl, or threatening to post child porn on a 3DS forum. But it's still an exceptionally cruel thing to do to someone. Austin would know this, because he's done it before.
You can't type it, you can't find it by typing in Adepti. You find it by typing in Austin Fortson. You don't type in database and find it.
Psst, between you and me, Austin, criminal record screenshots are kept on a thing called a database.
My government name was not public information.
Whether or not that was true before, it definitely is now. So, once again, here's a QR code linking to a record of your arrest.
Austin Fortson and Database Productions were never connected. Until I was doxxed.
I'm not sure if this point is entirely true, Austin. I mean, the name Austin Fortson and Database have a lot in common. Particularly, they both really seem to like underage girls. I digress. Here's where his bizarre rant completely falls apart.
Topher doxed me, Zhavia doxed me, and now you have.
I feel it would be remiss of me to call anything Austin puts out coherent, but this part of the video just completely demolishes everything he was trying to say. Austin states very clearly right here that Seraphina was apparently the third person to dox him, ignoring the fact that, thus far, he has provided zero evidence of Seraphina actually having done this. You can't dox someone twice, even if Austin's absurd claim held any merit at all. By his own admission, Seraphina hasn't revealed any private information about him. If you've already been doxed, then the information is already public.
That shit is expunged. It's sealed. Legally speaking, it never occurred.
Legally, no. Editorially, QR code.
Renegade Sniper replied to a comment I made on Isaiah's post, and here he is, 4th line, 5th line, and 6th and 7th line. Nothing about that government name was tied to any of my public aliases. Database Productions, Adepti, Lord Cancerous, whatever I've gone by. None of it was tied to it. So, why is it all about what I've done and not what you guys have done?
Because you're a predator.
And before you say, well, I'm not making a video on myself, that'd be dumb. You should.
Subscribe to Papa Topher. I make videos about myself.
Now you see my frustration. I have every fucking right in the world right now to go on Kiwi Farms, to go on Reddit, and drop all y'all's fucking shit.
Ignoring the fact that Austin has literally no idea who I am, he has every right to whine about whoever he wants on a public forum. But, let's be honest, this isn't a threat, is it? Kiwi Farms and Reddit are not his personal army. They don't care about him, and will ban him on sight. No one in any corner of the internet gives a shit about you, Austin. You are nothing more than fodder for ridicule, and that's all you'll ever amount to.
This is my entire criminal record, by the way. Checker does show charges, too. I was arrested when I was 15 for getting into a fight. When I turned 18 or 19 or whatever, it was expunged. And then I got arrested in 2024 for another unrelated case. Domestic violence is what the charge was. It was a misdemeanor. It was like the lowest one you could get. It was for fucking text messages, man. That got dismissed and expunged. It's not on my record. It's none of y'all's fucking business, man.
The problem is, Austin, it is our business, because women have a right to know if you're a danger to them. Which you are.
Y'all so fucking worried about me. Why don't y'all go get some fucking money, man? Get some fucking paper in your pocket. I have a lot of things wrong with me. Let's just put it that way. And I'm probably mentally ill to a degree. I'm not going to deny that I've done horrible, crooked shit to people. I'm not going to deny that I am a bad person. You don't have to do all this to prove that I'm a bad guy. I'm a bad guy. There you go. I've never said I was innocent, man.
Ignoring the fact that you're completely full of shit here, at least we agree on something. You are horrible.
As far as all the rest of y'all go, I genuinely wish the worst fucking things on every single one of y'all possible. I hope all of you have horrible, disgusting fucking lives. Because I cannot fucking believe that you guys would moral after doing all the things you've done to me. You guys get to do horrible, fucked up shit to me, but God forbid I supposedly do it.
My issue is, Austin, you sexted a 16-year-old. You threatened and berated her constantly. And when she wanted to break up with you, you threatened to post her nudes on a forum for 3DS users.
God fucking forbid, right? Or science forbid, as atheists would say. Science fucking forbid I do anything. Y'all can say and post whatever y'all fucking want. Old rap songs from when I was 16, old fat pictures of me, mugshots, and whatever.
It is quite funny how you've brought this up for multiple videos in a row. You sound very insecure about it. I suppose I would be embarrassed if I was a vile, hypocritical worm like yourself.
I dare y'all to post some actual current stuff.
I mean, sure, if you want something recent. Remember that renegade sniper person you just brought up? Here's a screenshot of you from the 10th of March of 2026, pretending to be me and telling someone I don't even know to kill himself. And a ChatGPT copy of my profile picture, Austin. For shame. I suppose, actually, downloading my profile picture would have been more effort than you're capable of, you lazy sack of shit.
You won't do that, because you can't.
You won't obey the age of consent. 'Cause you can't.
That fucking dumb British...
If you harm Daniel or any of the sorrows or dead horses, I will find you.
Genshin Impact is a game for pedophiles, and anybody who says otherwise is a fucking freak.
I think I mentioned this at the very beginning. He made a second video soon after the first for a few reasons, a few that I forgot about and a few that I'm going to, I guess, remind myself. When you put it into context of everything that I have already showed, already admitting to fabricating evidence and admitting to contradictions like repeatedly, it makes this particular video even worse. Let's go ahead and go through it.
It has been made aware to me behind the scenes that my ex Zhavia has been painting this narrative that we haven't been together for over a year, despite the copious amounts of evidence to support my claim that we, in fact, were a couple until March 7th, 2024. Zhavia has been behind the scenes telling every one of her loved ones and friends that we weren't together, going as far to suggest the wild idea that there was some unknown person operating all of the accounts she spoke to me under during all this time.
Yeah, that's the entire point of this video, is to prove, I guess, that yes, we were actually talking post whatever that date was in 2020.
That's not even what he said. He said that they were dating before March of like March of 2024, I think is what he said. My question is, why would you ever go about trying to prove that you were dating your ex? Like, at all? What point does that serve?
I don't fucking know.
Well, Zhavia explained this one away. Zhavia reached out to me again at about 11 p.m. last night, May 8th, through a burner email. Don't worry, I can prove this was her. My first response was, tell Sarah to take that video down, to which she says that ain't gonna happen. We talk some more and eventually she fires up a Discord alt, to which she asks for a conversation in which I do not record under any circumstance. While I did manage to record the first few seconds before she spoke, I had to stop the recording before she agreed to talk at all.
So, I will say this part was actually Zhavia. To explain...
Oh, so that burner email was her?
But this particular part right here, Zhavia actually did try to reach out and talk.
Yeah, it looks like this.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if somebody is messing with us both, because at this point in time, me and this was post an F video?
Yes. He said that it was last night as of him recording the video.
Yeah, so this was post him releasing his first video. I'm starting to wonder if somebody is messing with us both just to get us exactly what we have, because at this point people were believing like his gaslighting.
Still recorded, because this conversation Zhavia and I ended up having was very incriminating, to say the least, towards her. I'll walk you through it to the best of my ability and provide as much evidence as I can to support my claims. This whole conversation lasted a total of 2 hours, and it boiled down to her giving the story that I'm crazy, that I'm schizophrenic, and that the person that I'd been dating all the way until March this year wasn't really her. As I said. In fact, her version of the story is that we broke up sometime in March or April of 2023.
Yeah, which is what happened.
The fact that we spoke through burners constantly and kept things a secret from her friends. Fortunately for myself, I have backed up a hefty amount of documentation and
So, in this particular case, the you-know-who account is Zhavia, right? But if you notice here, 307, 306 down here.
2023.
Yep. The rest of this, no. The rest of this is not Zhavia.
For example, these messages here came from her original Discord account, the one she's had since 2017. User ID on screen and in description for anyone that doubts that this.
So this is the biggest portion right here that is a load of hot bullshit. There is a major fucking discrepancy here. Actually, two major discrepancies. So Monstrous very quickly pointed out soon after Neff put out this particular video that, number one, the user ID is not the same as Zhavia's original account. And we have Zhavia's original account, not because of only my messages with Zhavia specifically, but also the archive chat that we were a part of, that I'm still a part of. When I pull up the ID, it's completely different, right? But let's just say that, well, Zhavia deleted the old account, so, you know, maybe the user ID is going to change, which I don't think is really possible. The date that the account was created was completely different, right? So if I go to the archive chat right now, and I pull up Zhavia's old account, yeah, member since June the 12th, 2018. He is saying that this is Zhavia's original account that everybody was talking to Zhavia on. It's completely wrong. Completely incorrect. Objectively incorrect. This is where I know at this point in the video where he is just fucking faking everything, right? Because how we were interacting with Zhavia prior to this was on Skype. And we're able to prove that mainly due to the fact that Anthony's channel still exists, right? You can still find all of these old calls where everybody is interacting with Zhavia, right? This is all public, right? None of this is hidden. This is all public knowledge, right? The discrepancy here is extremely important, right? This is where you know that he's just bullshitting all of this. He is known at this point, because, you know, we're at this point in the video, how much shit he just lies about, how much shit he decides to fake, the fact that he's impersonated other people in the past, right? He is just a load of shit.
I kind of want to point out, right? Another thing that I just noticed. Look at the very top of the screen. There's a little disclaimer.
This site is not affiliated with Discord.
Anyone that doubts that this is her, especially anyone of her friends that have messaged her on this account before. She tells me none of these messages were her and that someone...
Yeah, because they weren't. They fucking weren't.
The messages that he's showing right now are from 2024 where Zhavia is not responding. There is no response from Zhavia here at all. In March, of all things. In March!
And I'm like, really? So what about the person I was in call playing Genshin with in November 2023? Do you not see the funny screenshot of our Ganyus standing on top of each other? She says, I don't know, there's this crazy person from the Senate who loves to impersonate people and make them look bad. She claims she has not only not been on this Discord for over a year.
You may have a new Discord, but you still clearly were using this one to speak to me behind the scenes. No, because it was deleted. This was deleted, and then Zhavia made the new account that I speak to them on now, right? And you can see that in the archive chat, right? Like my fucking god. See, this is why this whole video makes him look even worse. Like, it keeps getting worse.
I think the thing that, like, arguably, like, right, like, listen, the whole, like, fake account, the people impersonating, whatever, right? The thing that pisses me off is the fact that nobody decided to look up to the top of the screenshot and realize that this isn't even Discord. This is a site completely separate. How do you miss that? It's so blatant. It's right there.
If that was the case, why did I manage to recover this random screen recorded video of us playing Genshin Impact together on this very exact same day you claim you weren't talking to me and that this was just the person impersonating you?
I was, but I wasn't.
Because the account was deleted.
I was going for what I thought was the right solution rather than talking to you about, like, what would be the best step to, like, help fix how you were feeling.
I think it's really funny that he tries doing this whole, like, whoa, what about this recording, right? He's proven himself to record people without their knowledge or consent. So for all we know, this could have been a much earlier conversation. Just plastered over with Genshin Impact. Like, this entire thing could be fake. In terms of when it, like, the date that it happened.
Also, like, I want to hear that dialogue real quick. Hold on.
The right solution rather than talking to you about, like, what would be the best step to, like, help fix how you were feeling.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I gave off that impression. a lot of the stuff like where I'd say like you need to chill, it's because it wasn't that I minded like us messaging. I like talking to you. I like spending time together.
Again, how did this person...
That doesn't sound like it's over the gameplay. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, this could have been, like, a conversation that was recorded, like, months ago, right? Where, like, they had, like, a final conversation or whatever. And then he just records himself playing Genshin Impact later and then passes it off as if that's an actual call.
Yeah, because at this particular point in time, like, especially at that date, Zhavia is like a completely different person at that point. Like, if they were having a conversation exactly like that, like yeah, we're just chill now, bro. Like, what the fuck? I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
Sound exactly like you, act exactly like you, and also happen to have access to your Genshin Impact account.
Yeah, and we were already proving the fact that you faked the account. Like, the account that you claim is Zhavia's original account is not actually the original account.
Oh, but I ran the Pooner account, right? This is clearly AI. Well, how about this? I'm aware the gap between the break...
Well, yeah, he is very much known for using AI for people, yeah. He loves to take people's voices and use them, yeah.
Message and her final message from this account is large.
December 2023 versus March 2024. Even if Zhavia was still talking to you at that point, clearly the gap between when you two last talked should indicate something to you. That, hey, maybe we're not actually dating anymore. Like, even if this was her account, if I'm being charitable, if this was her account, I don't know, if you suddenly stopped talking to me for like 3 months, I'd probably be like, oh, well, shit, gotta go. I guess I can go do whatever the fuck I want now.
Especially in
2023.
The gap between the breakup message and her final message from this account is large. But keep in mind...
2023.
So this is March. This is how I would indicate, by the way. He doesn't show the profile pictures here, by the way. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Watching Halo videos with Baiji and Tridu. The word Tridu, because, you know, very few of us actually know, like, who Tridu is. This lines up with what Zhavia is saying here, right? But the profile pictures are omitted.
Yes.
That's interesting.
This video, I'm going to be linking every Discord export that I have my hands on since March 2023 that I still hang on to, with as much personal information and doxes redacted from the code as possible. You could say, you know, I could edit anything in here, but there's almost no possible sane way I would have the time and patience to alter and create the HTML code necessary to fake any of these exports. And
which is why you got another account to do it.
Literally.
Again, like, he's trying really fucking hard here. Like, how far is he willing to go to fake shit or to lie about shit? We already know he does.
Including the sexually charged ones. You will see that there is no possible way that this was not Zhavia speaking to me. If you are still not convinced, in the same call where we were playing Genshin, she asks me about some money that I owed her from earlier in the year, 2023. She lent me a total of about $250 through Cash App, and had asked me for some of it back because she couldn't pay her phone bill.
I actually have a preemptive question. Was your PayPal public before this?
Yes.
Your Cash App.
I had my name on it, and then he made that video, so I changed my name so people wouldn't have my information.
Oh, so he did dox your Cash App.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. I love it here. This is epic.
Yeah, and Zhavia, like, this was you.
Yeah, I admitted to that.
Yeah, and that was you, and then I already pointed out to Lou that this, in this particular case, that this was you. Like, you were already open to me about that before, but everything else, though, was where...
it's because I think at the time I thought it was Topher who had been fucking with him, because there was some, like, drama he had going on with him, and I was like, look, dude, like, if these people are doing this to you, I'm really fucking sorry, but, like, he, like, doubled down on, no, this is definitely you, it's always been you.
You guys were dating, like, and that, yeah, I looked back at our messages, and I pointed out, like, yeah, the point of contention here was that, like, you know, you wanted to sort things out independently, but it broke down.
I forget that he's just master manipulator. And...
Yeah, and then it broke down after you denied dating him until 2024, which you didn't do. because that would it would be impossible.
Yeah, because I was dating at the time.
Yeah.
So I was always in call with her, hanging out with her. So it was just like, where would I even have had the time to date you?
That really wouldn't be a big deal in this situation otherwise. Sarah, what else is she willing to lie to you about? You need to ask yourself these critical questions and stop banking on the idea that she's your friend and giving her the benefit of the doubt because you've known her for a long time and she's an ex-partner of yours you're sweet on.
In fairness to you, maybe there's just something Zhavia isn't like telling you, or maybe it's something the others aren't telling you because you seem to have your own life. So maybe there's just something they aren't telling you.
I can tell you this. There's another reason why I'm very, like... I mean, I guess you could say in this case...
Well, yeah, that we're dating. Yeah, I say that we're dating or whatever.
This was after I sent her a link. The password, that same phone number comes up, just like ended up talking on her actual email address after this. An email that she cannot deny being her. And also, when you try to reset the...
Says I don't deny it. What's your point?
Yeah, I don't deny it. I owned it before you even put out this information.
I can't have Sarah painting this as anything else, and people deserve to know the truth if you're really trying to cover your ass. Don't construe this as me reaching out or harassing you.
Yeah, buddy?
Yeah, buddy?
Okay, pedophile, sure.
That same phone number comes up, just like the one on the Yahoo and Cash App. She said she was going to speak to me again on Discord, this time not caring if I recorded. This was after I sent her a lengthy private video showcasing everything I showed.
Oh yeah, I'm not crazy. Like, you're not going to talk about it, though.
I'm not crazy, guys.
I'm not crazy,
I'm not crazy.
Here,
I'm just
I told her
tired.
She came clean and told me why she lied to me for over a year, saying the charges were dropped, and kept telling her friends we were never together. I would make sure to omit as much of this as possible.
Whoa, hold on, what?
I showed here. I told her if she came clean and told me why she lied to me for over a year, saying the charges were dropped, and...
Like, this is why I thought somebody was fucking with him. It's like, they would have information out, like... they on my public shit, and I feel like they'd see me do shit and run with that. But like, if you notice, like, my phone getting turned off on my toy house, that's in September, and then he's saying, oh, it's in November. Weird that it's 2 months later after I've posted about it.
It's so fucking weird.
Kept telling her friends we were never together. I would make sure to omit as much of this as possible in order to protect her current relationships with people. Yes, despite the pain and anguish she has caused me, I'm still trying to be soft on her. Call me a fucking dumbass. I don't care.
Bullshit.
Bull.
You doxed her Cash App.
You doxed the Cash App. You
twice.
Like I already showed earlier in the video, like mid relationship. Oh yeah, by the way, I gave all of your information to all of these people, by the way, Lamau. He's saying this, you know, and then you gave me, there's actually another example that I haven't showed in the video at all. And there's the one where, like, mid-conversation in your DMs with him, he actually doxes another ex-partner of his. Like, in your conversations.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and show this now. Yeah, but no, in the DMs, though, like, he's sharing, like, where this person went to school with, yada yada yada.
Her Facebook, where she lives, all this shit.
So bro says, so bro edited parts of the HTML shit, right, to hide certain private information, but kept your sexually charged messages. No, this is actually an even greater point of contention, because this could also constitute as revenge porn, which is pornographic imagery that is sent without the permission or consent of both parties, right? Sexually charged messages, written pornographic messages, ERPs and shit like that, that's porn. And Neff just shares it.
I loved you at one point, Jade. This should prove it. Especially if
this is aged so poorly. It's aged. I mean, it was already so poor to begin with, but only like really we knew at the time, right? Because nobody else cared. Holy fucking shit!
I'm still trying to find ways to protect you and give you.
Oh my god!
It's so manipulative.
It's so manipulative. It's so fucking manipulative, dude.
The benefit of the doubt that these emails weren't you.
While
How
also
are we
setting your
supposed to
written
believe these
revenge
emails
porn,
aren't
dude?
you? This should prove it, especially if I'm still trying to find ways to protect you and give you the benefit of the doubt that these emails weren't you. How are we supposed to believe these emails aren't you when you've lied so
Because you've lied. You've lied so many times. You've lied so many fucking times.
valiantly and confidently
Dude.
about us being together to everyone involved. Of course, when I...
Okay, so hold on. We made this point earlier before you joined the call, where let's say that you guys, like, were dating still, right? And, like, all of this was, like, still happening, right? Either way, if it was happening or if it wasn't happening, either scenario still makes him look even worse. Like, what the fuck is the point? Who cares? Who gives a shit?
She was caught. She knows I had all the evidence I showed in this video, and she figured her best bet was shutting up. Maybe I can't prove it somehow. Maybe I'm bluffing. You saw how well that holds up. I'm aware you're making a response, Sarah. I just ask that you consider this video in it as well. Zhavia told me...
Oh yeah, I'm considering it, bro.
Oh, we will.
Oh, I'm considering it.
If I have to pull a pyrocynic
It's not.
and embarrass myself by showing me having weird sexual Genshin Impact roleplays where Zhavia is Ganyu and I'm the Traveler in order to prove...
I mean, you are already a
Oh,
pedophile.
ew.
I don't think it could get more embarrassing for yourself, outside the fact that you've shared CP and you've done revenge CP against minors. You've done diss tracks, talking about 16-year-olds
On children.
Yeah, you've done diss tracks where the lyrics are like talking about a 16-year-old getting fucked. And then you try to play it off as like, we were just doing diss tracks back in the day. You know, that was the diss track era of YouTube.
We were together, then Zhavia, I'm going to do that in the holy name of Pyro, especially if it helps show people the kind of monster you
Oh, the other
are.
pedophile?
You emailed back and forth with me early this morning, knowing I was not sober, knowing you had gaslit me, knowing you had made...
You're talking about gaslighting, bro. You're talking about fucking gaslighting, bro. The ultimate gaslighter. You're gaslighting me, bro.
About us being together. I've never truly been gaslit before in my life, and I hate the way that this word gets abused online, but coming from a covert narcissist such as yourself, I'm not surprised these are behaviors you exude. Zhavia, you are a horrible piece of shit, and the best and...
But I loved you, though!
I loved you,
though!
I loved you, bro! I loved you, bro! Oh god, this is why I wanted to go over this right now. Holy shit. Oh my god.
I can't, bro. This is sending me.
Only thing you can do is come clean about what you've done and what you've lied to people about. Because
Okay, pedophile.
I'm not going down without swinging. You coming clean is the only redemption for your character at this point. As I said before, I am not a saint, but neither am I the only villain in this situation. Zhavia, I truly hope you get the help you need.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think...
But I loved you, though.
I loved you, though.
But I'm not done yet!
Alright, so this would be the best portion of this video to probably do this and get it out of the way. I have to emphasize that Zhavia back at this point in time with the Senate days was not exactly the best person around. Zhavia self-admittedly was very unhinged, and eventually pretty much everybody didn't really want anything to do with them anymore. Perfectly fair take. I'm not incredibly knowledgeable of remembering everything that happened because it's been a while, but what I will say is that I'm not going to sit here and try to act like it never happened, because it did happen, and it's not okay, and I'm not gonna act like it was okay. Yeah, sure, we dated at one point, but that only shows why I did this to begin with was because I cared. What a shocker that I'm consistent in caring about a subject, wow. But I'm sure an old man's coverage on this particular subject, because he's going to cover it, will explain all of this better than I ever could.
And talk about it I will. Feared I'd pop in here and have my own little section. I'm not here to talk about database, I'm actually here to talk about Zhavia. Before I do, though, I need to make something clear. While what I'm about to detail concerning Zhavia is genuinely horrific behavior, that doesn't detract from the things that have happened to them. When it comes to covering things that happen to awful people, especially liars like Zhavia, you have to essentially just trust the data. So even though I'm about to talk about things they've done no one else has covered, please keep in mind what I just said. I don't think it's right to cover a situation like this without addressing the other party's patterns of behavior, especially if some of it is the same as the main accused party. Sarah already talked about the revenge porn that Zhavia took part in, but there's more. Now, feel free to take some of this with a grain of salt, as some of the direct evidence is lost to time, but I'll try as best as I can to provide receipts if I can find them. It wasn't just revenge porn Zhavia would do. Every time they had a bad breakup, they'd immediately start talking trash about their ex in Senate VCs. And not just the typical trash either. There was a time I had caught Zhavia about to read off an ERP they had had with a former partner when I had hopped in call. I shut that down immediately and told them that type of behavior will not take place in my server. Unbeknownst to me at the time though, this is something Zhavia would do regularly. They'd share roleplay screenshots, read them off, or leak personal information about their exes. I don't think I need to detail what the problem with that is. But that's the thing with Zhavia. If you slighted them, or they didn't get their way, they'd resort to the worst of actions. One of the earliest examples of this was when Senate started. Zhavia and I had a conflict leading to me having to raise my voice at them and be very curt. Their response to this? To lash out at their partner for not mindlessly backing them up and sticking up for them against me, leading to that partner having an absolute breakdown and an episode of ideation. And honestly, I should have ran Zhavia out then. That's deranged. Not only that, but this same partner is someone Zhavia would regularly mistreat and even later cheat on. Hindsight being what it is, I'm genuinely sorry to that individual for not stepping in and nuking Zhavia on the spot. Zhavia's power-tripping activity only escalated from there. There were several calls in Senate where they'd threaten to dox random people just to intimidate and scare them. And no, not all these people were predators. Some of them were just annoying. But Zhavia wanted to feel powerful, so that's what they did. Even though the rest of the staff, myself included, regularly told them to stop. Zhavia wanted to project this idea that they were the baddest bunny in the field, and that messing with them would lead to serious consequences. The problem with making a facade like that is that it's, well, a facade. And the moment the stuff with Database started to go down in 2022, where they were claiming he sent them pizzas, Zhavia freaked out. Surprising all of us, because we had told them for years that would eventually happen. And Zhavia, I guess, just thought they were untouchable. Because of their reaction, we all had a mod call with Zhavia once the situation had cooled down. Their public reactions being so loud and panicked about all of it could have led to other people in our spaces facing serious or similar situations. And not all of them are like me. Some have little children. Some are in specific housing. So Zhavia's actions and refusal to listen to counsel could have gotten someone else hurt that wasn't even related to their specific situation. Because Zhavia can only think of themselves. In this call, we told Zhavia that they wouldn't have further access to the drama server, and the rule immunity and favoritism they had received from the previous server admins was removed. We did this because we assumed that maybe taking those things away would make Zhavia calm down and just rethink things a bit. That was dumb, because their response to this was to go right back to the guy they claimed did all that awful stuff to them. Not out of some sense of Stockholm Syndrome, but out of spite. Once everything repeated itself again, Zhavia came back, claiming to be working on themselves and that they just wanted to be friends and help out. And, because I'm a moron, I let them back in. This leads to another incident of Zhavia being a snake. There was a specific scenario that happened in 2022 that I kept forgetting to follow up on. Instead of just talking to me about it and getting it scheduled, Zhavia passed that info to their partner in Serpentry, a person named Ruza, in order to give that info to the Fox Mafia, a group Zhavia knew was full of predators. Why? Because they got mad about how long it was taking me. Zhavia went to a group of predators because they were mad at me. I want that to sink in. We're not quite done yet. Around that time, Zhavia had gotten close to the person who helped Coyote in his doomed Sappho op, and even after we found out that guy was a predator and told Zhavia, it took weeks and several calls to get Zhavia to drop him. In the midst of that, even having Zhavia try to twist my words on it to get the friends that they had in administration to attack me. Thankfully, those people are not stupid, so it didn't work. Shortly after, Ruza approached me in a call, telling me about the Zhavia stuff. Here's a fairly long clip of that.
God. A lot, some of, recently I guess I could say, some of Cass's server, the one person I'm still protecting because it's hard to explain.
What's their name?
That's the thing, I'm close friends with them. Like, beyond Senate, beyond Gospel, beyond all this, they are a close friend.
And they're in Fox Mafia?
I don't think so. Then
what are you worried about?
It's not what I'm worried. I'm not worried about anything. I just want to come to you and say that I did that shit and I am wrong for that.
Yeah, but I want to know who gassed you up. That's what I asked you, and then you went on a tirade about a friend of yours, so who is it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a friend of mine. And they're already going through a lot. I just don't want them to get in trouble or anything like that.
What's their name, Ruza?
Okay, the question is, what are you going to do?
It depends on who it is and what they've done, to be completely honest with you, because I'm Because here you are telling me that you respect me, but you let this one person apparently influence you to the point to where you're going to be a dirtbag to me when I've never, ever done anything to actually harm you. Even when I've had to fuss at you, it's because I care. So why are you protecting this person you know has intentionally led you astray?
That's the thing. Sorry, this is just stressful for me. Just give me a second to think. Because this person has been there for me since Thin and Bold. They've... Shit. You're going through a lot right now. And you could definitely have an effect on them by going to them, telling them this. But I don't think it's... I don't think they intentionally...
Yeah, they did.
...meant to lead me down the path I went.
Yeah, they did, because here's the thing, dude. Does this person know the things I've done for you?
Yeah.
Does this person know what I tend to do online, that I try to help people? Do they know that?
Yeah.
So no, I'm not going to buy the they didn't know or XYZ or they didn't intend to. No, they knew exactly what they were doing, and I think you know that too. What's the name of the person, Ruza?
Give me 1 second. You just need to give me a second so it cannot weigh too heavy on me when I tell you.
That's fine. I've got time. I'm not forcing you. Just telling you.
And the reason I'm so conflicted is they come to me and they say, you know, blah, blah, send it this, send it that. But when I went to them that day and said I talked to Lyle because of this, they said, well, Lyle's a good man. You can trust Lyle. He's a good man. And it's confusing because they'll paint you in this good light, but then they'll paint you in a bad light.
They'll probably do it depending on who they're talking to and what about.
I could tell you, but you have to make me deal.
You come to me to salve your conscience, and you want me to make you a deal.
It's reasonable when you hear it.
I will hear your deal out. I will not agree to it initially, but I will hear your deal out.
I just ask that you don't lash out. You don't even necessarily tell them what I told you. And the thing is, they've been trying to separate themselves from drama, but they're really bad at doing it. And it mentally fucks with them every time they engage with it again and again. So, my deal, I ask you, is you just don't tell them what I said. You don't come to them saying, oh, a friend told me this. You just simply keep them away from yourself and send it. Or just send it. You could choose to keep them away from yourself.
Within reason, depending on who this person is, I will agree to that.
Alright. Because, Jesus, they are kind of the only emotional link I really have right now to not prevent me from breaking down, and I can explain that a little later. Because life has gotten a lot more pain, but enough of me. But the main person who always came to me, fed me stuff, was basically Zhavia.
There's other interpersonal things I could bring up, but instead I'll point out the fact that when things happened with me in 2024, Zhavia decided to be deranged once again. You know all the Senate calls that were passed around during that time in a Google Drive? They got out because of Zhavia. She passed them to a Fox Mafia member. Once again, Zhavia ran to a predator group because they didn't get their way in something. All of it because I made them leave the server after all their actions. Zhavia was never interested in helping anybody. Zhavia was never going to stand up for anybody. Zhavia wanted petty revenge. And that's who Zhavia is. I say all of this not only because Zhavia should not be given a pass, but to lay out a pattern with behavior concerning them. While I don't think everything Databases claims Zhavia has done to them is accurate, I don't believe for a moment that Zhavia didn't mess with the man whenever they thought they could get away with it. After all, they did it to me, when all I ever tried to do was help them. Zhavia is a malicious, deranged, insane individual that cannot be trusted at their word. Which is why I'm glad Sarah goes by the hard data instead of hearsay. Speaking of which, gonna pass it back to her now.
Advantage of us at New Canaan to drive us out. And like the dogs of Caesar you are, you followed us to Zion.
Alright, going to keep this particular section brief because it doesn't really need too much to talk about. Now, shortly after Adept would release his response to me, Kumo would decide to jump into the situation because why the fuck not, I guess. He had an issue with a lack of cross-referencing and a lack of information that I would give in my first video, which, to an extent, fair enough, but unsurprising to me and literally anybody who was paying attention. What a shocker that it didn't end very well. From what I recall, he did 3 live streams talking about the subject, and you can't really find them anymore because of an entirely different situation which caused Kumo to delete his channel. I am not even going to begin to talk about it. You can go look up that shit on your own. I don't really care. But I guess Kumo did something bad. Sure. With that off to the side, I did get into a conversation with Kumo at some point in time where I showed him the evidence that I had, or at least some of it that I had, because I didn't want to share everything that I had. This little amount of evidence that I showed proved that I had, to an extent, something to actually respond with at the time. This would spiral into an entirely different drama saga where, how do I put this? Adept would post another insane schizo recording of himself where he would just, again, talk to the camera in a recording called, I'm not crazy, I swear, and I'm still not crazy, I swear.
Listen, man. I don't need Kumo to tell me what you said in you guys' call a few days ago to know what you were going to come back with in your response. Because, I don't know how to say this without sounding like I got my head up my ass or like I'm egotistical, so I'm just going to fucking say it. I'm smarter than you. I see 3 steps ahead. 100%. I knew that by mentioning Dead Beam Frog, Wacky TV would be willing to help you. Alright, I knew that, you know, me mentioning the fucking description thing, you would try to show some fucking screen recordings. You know I've got admissions that Zhavia has spliced things, right? I've got a recording of her admitting to splicing shit. I've got DMs of her admitting to splicing shit in other situations. And I've got a recording of her admitting to have spliced something. And I'm wondering if that's what she's talking about. But I need to see what you showed Kumo. I need to see what you showed him to fucking confirm and match it up with what I got. But I've got admissions from her, several admissions from several different occasions that she splices shit.
And Adept would also proceed to have a meltdown because Kumo called him gay. Yes, let's hear more of the best projection of all time.
Alright guys, I had to make an update one because I forgot one thing I wanted to address. In my previous posting of my monologue. Alright. Yeah, I'm back in my house that has fucked up smoke detector batteries. Again, it's a house that's, you know, I pay to live in. It's not my mother's house. So keep on talking shit. So whatever you fags are continuing to say on there, I don't know. Before you say, how do you know if you're not on there? One, Blitz is on Twitter. He tells me people talk about me every day on there, including, you know, all the shit you're talking about now. And 2, it's not hard to guess what your fucking behavior is because your community is addicted to fucking Twitter. Okay? You live on fucking Twitter. If the internet disappeared tomorrow, you guys will fucking kill yourselves. Alright, I don't spend all day on the fucking computer, and I don't spend all day on the internet. I don't get my validation from fighting with strangers, and I definitely don't say, let's confirm each other's pronouns before we engage in an argument, because that's what you fucks do. I don't fucking do that. Alright? You know, I was forced to call Nekukura a she before I made a video on him. This is why I don't get on this fucking internet shit anymore. Like, I'm gonna make my content log off. Like, there's nothing y'all can fucking do about that. Y'all can make 1,000 fucking videos. Adepti online this, Adepti online that. Database productions, neff this. Database productions, neff that. Like, I don't fucking care. Alright? I'm not gonna look at it. I'm not gonna look at your Twitters. I'm not gonna look at your channels. What the fuck? So what kind of power do you have over me now? And go ahead, spam my comments like you've been doing too. It's going into hold for review because I got strict moderation on. It ain't on hold all, but it's on strict. So anybody that makes alts to fucking spam my comments saying shit like, Kumo owned you, he fucking blah, blah, blah. You know, you're going to get fucking blocked, deleted, and removed from my channel. Alright? And then they're going to cry about censorship. Like they have a right to be on my channel or something. You have a right to suck on these nuts and continue to do it. Bitch.
Yes, allow me to complain about other people being chronically online while also simultaneously being chronically online. And sent him a large breakup message that I can't seem to find. However, what I could find were other videos that he made on Kumo that were just thrown on his alt accounts because, again, he would do this consistently with anybody who would actually make fun of him. You know that Adept is still malding over the subject because he is still making videos about Kumo to this day. All because somebody called him gay. Now, for the people in the back, I promise you this is not to shield Kumo from anything that he did at the time because that is not the point of this section. The point of this section is to simply explain that, hey, this is relevant to the conversation, this is what was going on at the time, and this was before what happened here. But yeah, TLDR, bro got proven wrong and then decided to absolutely freak out in the same fashion that he has consistently done in the past couple years. What a shocker.
And now you stand on holy ground, a temple to God's glory on earth. The only use for an animal in our temple is sacrifice.
Alright, so one last section to simply address a few things because this is just, it's so long. So I'm just going to dedicate this last section for some loose ends. So first, the whole swatting ordeal. According to his video, Neff's family also experienced a swatting, more specifically his mom. His mom's swatting took place on the 20th of March, 2024, and the swatting against Zhavia's sister took place on the 25th of March. Although the police stated that the reports for the fake kidnapping were put in multiple days prior. So within the time frame of a week, 2 swattings took place, and Neff shares a voice call with an officer stating that 2 calls from different numbers from the area code 385, which is one of Zhavia's former area codes, were responsible. However, let me put this into perspective. Looking back at several of the burner phone numbers from the screenshots I showed in my initial video of him harassing Zhavia, many of the area codes on those phone numbers also read 385. Many of them have different numbers entirely as well. To reinforce this, I have an entirely separate source who, unfortunately, was also swatted in an extremely similar situation. This person, who wants to stay anonymous, also provided a screenshot of their harassment from Neff, where the text messages also contained a number with the area code 385. This person has openly acknowledged that, considering their circumstances at the time, it was impossible for Zhavia to have been the one that was doing it to them. So let me lay it out here for those of you who are confused. A multitude of phone numbers, consistently using the same area code, has been used to harass Zhavia, Neff, and my anonymous subject. The 2 swattings mentioned in his video both took place within a proximity of 5 days. My conclusion, or theory for that matter, is that this pattern of behavior would indicate that it's all the actions of one person. It would be extra dumb to say that they swatted themselves, of course, so we're ruling that out. There are only 2 logical conclusions here. Either Neff completely lied about everything like he usually does, and was the one responsible for swatting the other 2 in question, or somebody else is responsible entirely. It wouldn't make sense any other way. Unfortunately, that's as much to be pointed out there, so it's ultimately inconclusive as much as it doesn't matter. But moving on to something else. To reinforce the level of unreliability on his own evidence defending himself, in one recent video he actually said this.
Harp on that as hard as you fucking can. Say that I didn't show up to court. Say that I edited my posts and descriptions to fucking harass y'all about it. Cause guess what? I did every bit of it. You damn right. I said every bit of what I fucking said. I wasn't going to show up to court. Fuck Utah, and fuck you too.
Yes, he just straight up admits to fabricating his own evidence to defend himself from the biggest claims made against him in my first video. The video descriptions at the beginning of this video that I spent so much time debunking, yeah, he just decided to admit it was all bullshit and that he was responsible for it anyways. How wonderful it is to know that you expect people to believe everything you have to say when you admit yourself that you fabricate your own evidence on a whim. Fucking wonderful. It's such a wonderful mess, isn't it? I don't even know how long we're into the video recording at this point, but it just keeps going and going and going, and it, like I said, it's not gonna stop. But I think one funny thing I wanted to share was one of his, yet again, another alt channel, not even on YouTube, I guess an Odyssey account. I guess there was one point in time where his main channel was getting flagged, and he was uploading content here, and somebody decided to share it to me. I love the AI ripping of thumbnails that other artists did for my channel. It's great. It's a great thing. But this video right here, this is interesting.
And fuck every single one of y'all. You want to sit on here and talk about me and the shit I've done? Remember what I said, Sarah? Remember what I told you? If I ever get evidence that you've doxed me. Well, I got my evidence. So not only should you not be surprised to see your information pop up on Kiwi Farms, don't be surprised to see Jade's information pop up on there too. Matter of fact, I might send Blitz a message. I might see if I can't get in contact with old Topher, you know, reconcile for old time's sake. Yeah. Might see if I still have some of them nudes lying around. I might actually distribute them this time. You know, give you a fucking reason to feel vindicated. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm going to do anything. But when they start floating around, I'll just let you know. Or, as you put it, he's going to make weird fucking channels with our doxes on them. Yeah, shit, if they start popping up. Wonder who made them. Order 66, right? Anyways, yeah. People don't like you, bro. Not just me. These people don't even know who I am, like this person who wrote this. They don't even know who I am. But people like this have reached out to me and asked me for your fucking docs, and I've refused to give it to them. But, as you can see, now I have a reason to give it to them.
Yes, I am very scared. Much wow. Okay. Also, is he talking about my nudes? I've never sent anybody any nudes. What the fuck? I wanted to ask the question of why would you post this? Like, why would you think this is a great idea? But I guess it doesn't really matter. I've already asked that question many times in this video, so not much use in continuing on from there. But one thing I want to continue to highlight before we end this off is the incessant claim that he is not the same person that he was before. In a community post that he made against Topher specifically, he admits that he was horrible to that particular minor that we were talking about earlier. He tries to claim that there's not a day that goes by where he doesn't feel bad about what he did, and that he's moved on, and that Topher is weaponizing her trauma. Yeah, the guy who threatened to do CP revenge porn is, making that argument. Yeah, he will sit there and, of course, do the whole thing where, well, you guys were wrong in the past too, not only me, because there is always somebody for him to put blame on. There is always somebody for him to deflect to. There's always somebody for him to talk about what they did. Look at what that person did, but ignore what I did completely. I feel bad about what I did 10 years ago, but I'm gonna continue to do the same behavior 10 years fucking later. Yeah, this is why people think that you're severely mentally ill, and not in an insulting way, like you're actually mentally ill. Maybe this should spell out for you that maybe you can just step away and not engage in any of this shit, because look at what I have done, right, in the 2 years that have gone by, and look at what you have done in the past 2 years alone. You make excuses for yourself. You always have to blame somebody else. It's never your fault. I take responsibility, but not really. At this point, I may as well just call you Jimmy. And if you know, you know, I'm not going to explain it. You're just Jimmy at this point. Because even in this desperate attempt to make it seem like you're trying to better yourself, but don't worry, you have to find something on Topher and claim that he's a part of some weird degenerate groups where, Yeah, people are just posting about themselves passing away from excessive diarrhea. Yeah, quite the terrible groups that Topher is a part of. Okay.
But an insult to the Lord requires... No. It demands correction.
Yeah, I hated every second of making this video. I hate this subject. I wanted to be done with this subject, but at the same time, I had to deal with it eventually. This more than likely is not going to be the end, because I'm going to hear the immediate rebuttal at some point in the future with a bunch more shit that I have to debunk, and you know what? Fuck it, I'm just probably not going to bother. Considering the behavior that I showed today, yeah, I wonder why people don't want to interact with this guy at all. And nobody is really going to do anything about it outside of talking about it, because nothing else can be done. The insane cannot be reasoned with, because oftentimes the best choice is to just sit back and do nothing, which is what I did primarily for 2 years, because I can't be bothered to sit around on my computer 24/7, doing shit like this.
And that's why I broke up with you, and I'm tired of you living in my dreams every fucking night. I'm tired of you living in my head 24/7 because you keep on doing this, knowing how I operate, how I work. You are evil. I'm not insane. I'm fucking tired.
I'm gonna be an actual criminal. Let's just put it that way.
No, I'm not going to. Adept will try to intimidate you. He will try to threaten you, gaslight you, manipulate you, and I am not falling for it. You can try and lie and weasel your way out of every single situation, but there is always going to be somebody there archiving all of the stupid shit that you say. With such an overwhelming amount of evidence to the contrary of how you want to operate on the internet, I don't understand how anybody can believe you at this point. And me? Well, I'm just here. There's nothing much I can do. So I'll just leave it off with that, and nothing else. That's pretty much it. Yeah, this is gonna go on forever, isn't it?
Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. Sweet home Alabama, Lord, I'm coming home to you.
Remember the person I mentioned earlier, the Bathe in My Milk Baiji guy? Well, he's also known more widely as the Dolphin Horse Porn guy. You see, this screenshot, it says Senate. This was from Sarah's server. Sarah condoned the actions of their friend, even allowed this meme to be spread around.
I posted a shock comic. You posted child porn. We are not the same. Plus you're fat.
Wait, what's that? Oh, it would appear that the investigation has been updated. Looks like the video feed has been reestablished with Detective Donut.